match ne de ebe hu se ban fotimi ha adwen wo ho a Wontumi mbale ansare na me fute ho te o mo po mo win game ne na e kire nko a de eno ano no but o mo ya no fo no mbi o be hye soro de a qualification be din pa ti
match with a moment to it be a moment in the game. I don't know be beating the IBB player and I said the Atletico for so prepare for Arsenal no
it was
I know din pa man kan kwa na me bo but the good thing is Arsenal have born a return leg e ofie I don't know Arsenal war advantage because ofie de
I want them na na go vo mi enu de obi enu
e do hia popcorn
obi enu obi adimi o sa line no za o line so de o meja akesefo na mo maji sa ne tie fancy
but obi o madu obi atimi je o
eni no kre but Arsenal ne Atletico line no pa de ade na wa ha o ene o mo mi
fo ni se o prayer do mo ko final na be wa je so be show mo be ha
o ene wo ho but afi o mo mbeje no sangovu emu mienu ba ko mo bone no mo ba ko anefa ade so aso mo hihye no pepepe se ba ko be free ana ba ko so free aba no mo hia ba enefo no mo ho odin sangovu mienu de me ni o mu ni o Arsenal ne Atletico debi fancy o mo de o ko final na ko twa mo chia we brego
okay
ma bottles bi wa mu bi
Arsenal oh so no dey akwane de ba
the Champions League there no so my bottle bi and as museum go for bi kwakwa bi enso gu
e da mo dey Arsenal na ambose mo wi omo munya botre na fi ayo omo fi still
yeah ta o machi
omo 2 titles
eje meeting had double
yeah okay unya ho ni papa o
double
for me
about to say to me jigu
wo yenye na fe yemfa yensem na emrana yemrama to aso Stone Wontumi TV digital ne your satellite and on pay na Semen Vita help by mission and then the capsules and after preke your natural powder and so aya gan komo and aye di sebia system and aye yana sebia wo de no aye sciatic and aba sebia wo nerves na no aye sciatic nerves and a pressure baso ama aso 9 benkum na so aye onifa so no mienu nyina bamudi ana chesefie ana obeka wontumi nkonyuma so nei wo wode kwa nkonyuma so na da sei na obeka dem ni kwasa ban sakran timisrawo bamodi ansa sciatic kan ho a obeka kope aya gan bi atona won so waboba no na bebu amane my friend ya ma biem no sa wo yo bana wa tinkasem e wachi se bia pre chesene ya kan say menstrual pains and asa cramps and no and some ana how ni na bebu ana so ye bema na wo de na premature ejaculation wo low sperm count adroi and a bedu akachana mo dia also yen say sa wo to adro no wi number na egu ho no ya fe number na ka wo ya de kire wonom se de be a wo mo betro kwan ba so betimi anom aye semens adro no na chese na short period no wo so waje wa ya resafe me ka say semens ba clinic kan so e wo kuma say aso kware mampo no mo ene aso kware mampo rural bank no edi animhwa wo kwakotwa scan wo kwakoya ne kan say x-ray nom ene ya diafei e ba say body massage sane aye physiotherapy nom ene chese reflexology ani nyina no semens ba clinic say yen kan so mo ye e waso on tenai say obeso no perform kasa number ni aye 0240616061 chasa semens and some anjos na koja kadie debia me control sabusua bia no we aye household aye busua nchemfa nei wo mo de chako toothpaste na ba esusa no am say ye twa bori tire ma wana bidie ya pa keto ba ko de atoso na ye de boabo boso adan na na afa wo de choose aboso se no and some pine filter come no ana chasa ba for kwan so no wo mo de aye chako toothpaste and so adia ba obi aba izubi adia brush titi bi abon sampa wonum ehwa motetrama so eda udidi a wotere de o kasa ni pa wo a wo fore en wo no se uye sukuni so confidence level en some peja eba srabiem wo be je aye regular fluoride no en some aye koja kadie na for the ama chese fiamo bia anya bi ede etwi ne sesa e bia wo tifa en edwa wana so die aye flu ana bakata en some ana chama chese bia huni e mo bonu nyina so se o dana dwa bra adro no aye kojak omo pro code eno ana ye dro ba ko bedi wa ketena mo wo pe bi auto e wodwa so anya na kra wo be ko okashi dragle ne aye central market do bi auto bi ano wo some abeka number no ya no offer 0244 559597 when e koja fama so anka say na me no ka say doctor ono ye adwuma e wo ABA herbal clinic so abie na branch na enche bia nkradia no enom ababa fana de ya wo domain kro ya beneza preschool ana kuma senso aye kwara so dwena say me market e chuo no ma pay ana osabeka ABA herbal clinic o kwaro akwache wa ya reserve brand brand hahamai wa kabom ensom ade aye dro de abanti say we ya bema na prostate obeso bon by men train ema enlargement ema sa prostate no I was so bon by Serbian konko fasam ema ne afaka tita ensom ansho bema ni mo say you need bema o brand bema setena mo and what you bia wuche tabia wo posa woni say cataract eta ana tos ana say glaucoma wo de no emsa de bewa unhu e wa chinso unhu emsa sight no o problem a shano so emsa hono won fa dro enwu eyeballs no so no no wo mo dro ama wonnom Serbia be ni predwano madwuma na ma sight ensom aye kamanya fena woni bibi kogu no chena bi akwa fasam ensom ade aba enti fra ABA e was 0541565199 ABA eno bekasa
yeko currency ko na yedi nkomo currency ventures omo ana omo boy se nam yare ne de yaudi kan kan wasama chewa se gono no wo kwakonya biwie na afi problem ba what draw is around mixture and in the G capsules se no ana benum 2 in 1 what the mixture and so nom capsules no na afi yi nam yare e de afro de ama na bema so no mema yo no e wo mpam no awodin e wo forma what draw is around capsules no ana boosty and e wo bema e wo mpam na afa wode sonko enso atimi aba obebo mienu anopa mienu anwumre udidi we enu ano na dre enso na je hindi aba mesa no de wom ene se typhoid fever obi a diabetes ha wa dwana zo obi a mi ka say blood pressure ha no obe contact number 0246 348-334 0246-348-334 na wadum komo serious otrakukulanti ana boho dero ama obia otwika and ano pay yaso ka tima mai ana cho se de si twino na de nyina no na sa ode ya no ukọ ya no abie boneti so 2 minutes bia bia so adan ana mi inchi ha mi nso a me de gumu ana me check ya ni nyina no kire se won fansu pa anwu ka mo serious otrakukulanti no ana me come for them asonya binadi guma and ubetimi aboye pa ma kana nantiye na ka engine ya wode ade aluminium and so ya na se iron engine si ni nyina no utimi de si wo so trakukulant no ebi egum ama ne ye prevent overheating diana wasa no so na de amame said the be end damage o car engine ti and ya recommend ene serious edem na my numbers no 0544103169 o friend number ya wonim penifom na bedin komo and I don't pay Tabian Ray ever German so ye wa Tabia takum my mana tin Canada be a kabadie Beme fuku boy jumana one keka ho ewon pema and a ma ho keka emma ewon pema gudiemu Beme ye na wo jeje ho na fe won so Beme boosti mora no so boy juma kama no ana ma juma ekoye na bibia nkoye sadia and ma ene takum ne bem ubedi kakra ba ne bedi kakra fe mu yamu ngamu obo say yes adwuma no ensom na sita ba mistake no malaria draw anaphobia ono so kwa ficha wote yaw ni nyina no ne tabian ray ana make for na capsules ne de obi ani sisia ne ya pa oya adwumaden obo a adwumaden ne sa otena seche obo onso a wote gina ho chesisie entimi ntwa 360 a obenuma draw bi 0243686861 nam wadin komo awo ene tabia so na me dimafo Dr. Time that's what the mrabato so na doctor nie mra no bomienu baako left baako right no time emfana ni so oma na wotwe a na wotwe du obekai oma bosome du oyare ebeko eno stroke ana asem bia obi a wo ho asem ayeden ana obi a wotieme ana no pain na infection ti enjo obema ya fon akaketu abi obema mu ayedu se barekase enchachara so we said we mu bono no sabepe na bema emu ebe peja koduro na di wo pa ne se anope pese okọ ho a ebu akọ agogo school junction doctor atenase a o di ne juma mo nkra ne so yo poko ase mayera 0244774282 na phone doc edin komo na root and rono aya 3 in 1 yo root Mr. Ruta Live and after Ruta Tonic na mamemfa tonic ne mawo eno no ye typhoid fever pa embia obia ebe se be afinie all complain busumi miansanie na watwini 3 days ni all complain ano moma no Ruta na drone afane tonic no ebi enom de ne nan ene ne nsam eternity triti ota complaini asa nanse achena moma no Ruta Live ebe sane moja no mu ade amana mana fa widie no ye Ruta Mixture eba no se malaria dro ana adwena abasobode de wo mu agibi pa best herbal medicine wo mu agene 2023 na se ne nyina no ayo mo ane kita wo mu na numbers no enie 0244485632 na fe won so wadu nkomo natural infonie na natural indie wo mu na proslav no aye oba na bema titiru kra na mze prostate asem ehia mu yepa na bema obo adun so na afe problem won se bema utun so na bia kam ana afe utun so a ban tentem ni nyina no aye proslav capsules no ana wonya bia beba Johnson sem nkoya we ya drum e kan for them true man capsules bema bia be so ye bema mu no bema bia de bani ana abesina hoden e wo form premature ejaculation we draw ye true man capsules no ana beboa ana fe Congo ointment no agini din eyepa mai a chaza honam mo pese down no so se honam sa din ni nyina no munya bia beboa na wo wa na bia rashes bi egu ana fe bu onso a obo akoda ne diaper na rashes egu no wonya Congo ni bi sra so a eno an ese ya ni miate ya uti bi pe na osra na nuoma ya kama 0249017101 na wadu nkoma 3p garlic mixture enye na adro ya de garlic mu anwoden ya atwe nsuo nkaja na obi a wa kese obese no sote wadu eni obi a stroke enya no moma ne bi obi won so a wotie me na no pe ne nan ene ne nsei eya na agene ananse acheme ni nyina no unum bia be sanemu ade amount wo sugar level and some now so ubenya bi amana bo high blood pressure what draw a 3p garlic mixture baby ato draw bi an sen so so ubenya bi and some netimi ato 0248928824 now what do come and emulate the boosting immune system into what are complaining say waduma den na anopa wo sori akwa adwuma so a o complain bebre widie honam twetwen obemnya imulati ni bi na afi wanom wo so obedana nwumre no bi ansa na wada we kantankafo adrom anu ohyepa imulate herbal supplement wo mo ye gyan wo adwuma ene awiem adwuma de bia wo ye bia no wo de wonya bi na onom abe difference a enu ewo bebi ato draw o man yimu obenya bia to Alaska Star Enterprise ne wallpapers enye say 3D 5D animation and I pay and I say be I pay and you maybe to say blind curtains artificial grass here they to for me matty and I will pay me PVC floor tiles and I say be open decorative and the watches ni nyina no wo mo de bi aba ura Alaska wa so be you my head dem ko you man e BF ubekwa doom and pay ya you know boss have building no and the den we say be Accra Circle tiptoe lane ho 0554 114878 na fe di enkomo high sense wo mo si wie mo hyepa na no anama omo eye AC promo yi ade ama se utie me na dai na se de wadai aye na woni AC am na ha dwe pa na omo kire se eze wo ma bie wo ma hye mu from 28th of April ekopim on 8th of May and omo ka to se AC no wo mo enso ebo de ro abodon komi ade amantu wo be bia utie me a wo betimi enso atimi akọ wo mo showrooms no ma bie and pay from 1.5 horsepower ekopim in 10.0 no unsa ebeka bi channel so ama me say offer na omo di ama na afu na one kan one on the 8th of May na offer eba na wie ye 0302 550-000 ewo kumasi adum tano so ana afe be bia nkran so ye bia showrooms na no pay abora we na ekwajo onuama power specialist herbal hospital ya ma make doctor koso adua ya eni hepatitis A B C D ana afe fatty liver fibroid adawo ma e ma na obu ana na fu ayekutu se bam na ade no enye ye funu na wafa den fibroid eno no uko ba bi o mo de second be count ade but ya ma me wono de o wa draw ama fibroid di enso manane eno na mane da sonko e wo na adwuma yem kidney stones ni problems ni nyina no ye okumase fe asebosom twi road e wo adua ya junction akra kwa benya ACP road or power hospital bus stop and afen so anaji estate e wo ene takrade ye bo adwuma pa 0244 544 na fe ye din komo Dr. Lawson enye na ye dene kwa mo ne na no pe ni nyina mu ye Lawson delay man bites Lawson delay man bites be ma de also delay won pemu mai wa bokache ade no enze wo jeje wo to enwi wo to week na fe wo place orders na indomie wo chibi na wo de ko ni nyina mu bra adwuma isate no wantimi anya adwuma ya na se wo guma ma nyina num ase no entim ana se wo delay mpem delay man bites ana se ono adwuma no ana me de ama kina na mabie no ana delay man capsules yi eno so mai entede obuwa na tinka wa chire ni nyina no bia eno so bebo 0248 619 na on Dr. Lawson Abonko fancy.
Well, ba yen question of the day no so proudly brought to you by Amuzupi Herbal Mixture Infection and Drono Enono. Na Amuzupi say yen kancho say yay na fe pebito e mane memane nyina o samunum bi na monso muyi infection efri ho. Ebi won ma wo de ba wa ko acho de puanom ne white nom ne chese msensu egu rough ke from ba woni nje ho a wadro no ya Amuzupi ono and see Musa said Nana Drew wine eshe Paris Saint-Germain and I say Bamunchin wine and a winning who wins tonight and I dream wine and win couple.
War messages nebian ye way Sabrina Nicoli express Bayern 3 PSG 1 chorus score and what was here as a radio Yunkucha AMG Molly said Bayern Munich more greetings into Bayern Munich and FA greetings to Fancy Di Maria and one also de Abanana Yakasti says surely PSG bear 3-1 couple and one and so Nadia said PSG be winning 3-1 Pedro Martina Cruz Bayern Munich 2 PSG 1 or no and so Ediano no Heneba booster was it by a Munchin ever winning 2-0. I know I buying 4 Diano no well so a Jason was a PSG ever winning hands down watching a show live from Sunane Dumase and one monitor dear free Abdul Gafar Yusuf Tracer PSG is on fire greetings to Fancy Di Maria Abdul Gafar was monitor intermediate and some free Kasua I won't cry levels man so by a Munchin more fire etua to pa asare bediako as a PSG we a fala edema PSG no edwade aba Dominic Chese Bayern Munich ana win with more far emojis no and some area techi Fancy Di Maria
wow when I say ana dream na more messages our way and so I first also watch you say God bless Wontumi Sports Creator Asinyamensun show and I'm from Kunsu Kwadro from Bamunchi every year your friend Samuel Anane and a daily message, you know, and so by this one says bang will win tonight. Your friend Hamidu Ibrahim our YouTube no and so a message and so any and we say will say your friend a password 99 from Kasua Paris will take the cup again and what they buy we so say PSG 3 by Munchen 2 and no I have Bandex the hacker one also end this message no and so at the bind na me bo me coach and farmer say na no dey mo file and I'm saying what the boy no so quite aso wom and aso in the pipeline $200 and the man no ano yes I'm saying so that so gina pampe and no long file so I'm file so famu de ni nah. BW51 BF8 DD7 and here 10 O's BW51 BFC 1A6 9 O's.
Good.
BW51 BF9 275 9 O's. Catch it no more bobs and the winning numbers are
winning what was papa
and the winning code are
yes and the code you see check
BW51
BFC
85E.
85E.
And here's 7 O's. And the winning course are
no.
BW51 BFA 1F8 T as projected on your screen.
Yes.
No. Wait me far now, so they are checking how far.
Yes.
Now, sure, far when you toss my far, yeah, can I toss my radio cool price? Wait me about Jesus and they are betting a register no boat now, so they are because registered.
Oh, okay.
I license in Canada 2021. 2020 registered rather.
Okay.
2020 registered.
Wow.
To say when it J I fit when I was out of veteran.
Oh, okay.
Very simple crowd.
2020.
No, 2020 I register now. I'm
wow.
I want full night and one sword thing. I say, yeah, pay yeah, nah. Shadow I can so yeah now so wadi. My men for them my for the pictures no more quick.
Those who
no so
and now man ma or no abeji.
See
over time you
dear for the man can kwa so wonim kan. I fear ya.
Okay. You. Yeah.
T Sharaka for Saka pictures now for me na.
Good.
Yehu. Anti say open fit now we fit.
Yeah.
0544 770040 0544 770040 for by you for
I went me anto. Shadak.
That was only no. I know send you come you want to.
So was short boysy. Okay. Video say video we come here we do a man born about from pa.
I for me. More price but I'm saying as we did.
We first call over for
I don't know who is first
over
Nana wait me
because maybe I'm born in the Namon de we are
the mouth for
price and no we do Jim the idea
number 9 the amount yam kwam no nem right now wo hwan na sha na dwi
and they buy and beshe
okay
hona me wo buy and beshe
mate ye ko fro na ba
we wontumi me wo unji bi da
na asafo no ade
almost say
ope kukura ya ope Julian Alvarez si a me hwe ni omo an so omo nya kukura omo nya Julian Alvarez na omo pe Joao Pedro na mo
ska so mo pe omo
na hia ni awoni kukura say de
wo preference
wo de ka wo say chikosua 8
ani pampe
panu ati se wo chibom nipa no begin ska ye de kai didi
bon kosua ansan toasty
say ye de kai didi so fa ni miamia
so toasty
baza ko sa no mo
chikosua na
chikosua nko 8 na kwa wo bi chikosua 2 wo mo chu obi achi 2 rom so chibi na ye twa bi aba wo ba wo ni achi 7 ande wo say oso koma no wife ne nkola ni bi ofi rom so kosua no kwa ye free obi achi 2 how there watch 7
chibom
sana basa for yo bro ma
o mu pe test zo mu ni kapre asewu yeah it was kaso ayu so
mo fala mi yama ma Joao Pedro
sasa ani
so se ni si wa
exchange is not robbery
obi ntoma we na de
of course
obi ntoma we na de
metimi de lami yama ba
carbon jai say o frefrem na message na na de ma mo no
of course
because wo pay Joao Pedro
ana hwan bi who and ava
was up kukureya na Joao Pedro no kuku nko asika no
heavy money okay no mi so lami yama
to me
and one no afidie mo anya sika mo nya bi ntotom ti mo mpesika na mo panu ama ye fododo
carbon wasa japa
was carbon
also toka no nti
carbon is
carbon me so we foreign na no afre na wase we say we momo go no fragment for enterprise on momo akese no
okay
we are na de me ya to so
wire and one commission na bibia commission
yanko foreign bra anti manya baya
when na baya
dey de manya baya
wa ba mu nko ade
masa ba bia wo do de
ska ho
omo no mu bie ne ba ko pe wo nye afi na me ma obi na china obi ye ni china dwa Yeah, kwama no ne.
Ya ne se chibom no.
Aye. Wo masa wo mo chingo. Okay.
Mu ye chibom. Mu ni capres.
So man, no the bia man no.
No dear. Man no. Kukuela mo so mu nya team no mo ho mu nya mo ko.
Oh, team no dear. Chelsea no. Ya say asli ko mu nyina be boko.
Yeah.
Obi nka so osu kwan.
Yeah.
But it comes at a cost.
Oh, of course. And you're free.
Yeah.
Antimunti ni.
Most of a relationship. You want to be my Fabregas. More
yeah.
Alone so money.
Yeah. Timunko please camera.
Munko please camera. I'm a job. Show up Pedro ni a kukurela.
Asa.
And then I say, Ombo matches be 8. Oh, come you who's kind of the betono.
Pepe.
Wontumi 101.3. Nyamin Sawo.
Mommy and comrade, this I Wontumi Sports Buffet. You're called for an aid.
Angwangwa juma no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Esachre no you Yami wohoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamaki Israel Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika Uvika naveshika Uvika miyodika Tode yasak in English in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Shout out, come on, boy, Capo. Sorry, Capo chairman. I feel like chairman about
Yes. Now I be answer.
Go tama taboku kasamu send messages and ben no be say hey oh chairman ya dear pa say what me assemble. I just quite be coming ho hene papa me.
Na guess it is how
guess for live on the show now yem say Arsenal team no woman so egu so prepared yem say kan nyina no say manager ye fan say Mikel Arteta say no pe wunya time so e monitor ye ntwadi ye fan say sports biter me be catch us ye twen say manager no so be na the press conference ababa so nadia me say kan say manager no be na intimate sania ye fan so mo training session nyina no woman so ababiem aman central for na bi and some abahwa answer the Gunners omu team no woman so aba fly e dia call Madrid sans nyame ya doma watching a Madrid monte so ana chasa the Gunners omu game on say ba so nyina no woman so bana yeka na chasa nyina nim sa woman body e ti Atletico Madrid and so awa nyame ya doma woman we sa game and say return leg no and some aba so I want to Emirates Stadium a chasa the Gunners team no woman chasa this time for the second time no woman so aba to yakọ final I was UEFA Champions League na ene no say akoma say be a manager ye fan say Mikel Arteta so banko dia wonum say Kai Havertz nom ene chese Calafiori no mu abone ye twen say odin ye kan say update baba nyina no memory report amenya no say Kai Havertz automatically nyame ya no tena and so no abeye root out na tentia make us a Kai so abeye root out no and some other so no ayo bi a chese na betina okonya problem and some no am say or so eteyaw pain no an Washington ontimi fa pain and more nyame admo tena sa game no and some abakoso na nkomodie ye de kadi pinama chese mo na no ye don sam no some adiaba na ye guso ye kasai wa Arsenal wo mo some proper adiako ayesa ma chere nyina mo no wonum say latest amem say kan say players manager for say Mikel Arteta wonu some abaso oto and some adeba nyina me tesa ye say ne mpani for Andra Bertanom wonom anacheswa sporting director and some Arsenal and I kasai and wachi ebanu some performer womo some kasam puna and some player say woman catcher Arteta said the almost say tag so ya kofawe aban ya duwe ababa ya duwe some aba ya say play any atene nyina no woman ntimi nya no said last summer woman some anya no say ya kasai no woman spending 270 million pounds and I last summer. Nasa we were a year Victor Yokarashanum and Chester boys at the Gunners way. Womusum at the Bomo Sam Mountain Crown, Sir Akobasabi Abaso Santua, Giuseppe Arsenal Bobo Kuno, Womusum a conductor, a year major sales, and yes, so be a keke, so be a player, be our 10 chair. When you be more artists and value our from Dabi, Giuseppe Obim, Eusebia Martinelli, was so Tonebia was 16, Ebia was 70 be, Wajem Adia Shonho, Ebia Gabriel Jesus, or so to Nebia Homo, Nebia 15, Ebia 60 be, now almost some Jamo, and I said, Leandro Trosantanum, or Tona Sabia Oticatanum, also Yahu, now Chesodia balance books laugh, what the amount to be at your core, I am market, and so, Namam Sakabase. Woman to me, and yet major sale, Nene, woman, Mother Swam Sanko, and your market, and Muyamudia, and yes, a place from Pelinano, woman, some mother to me are saying, at the Abessasa and Capianum, and Oma Caninano, Madu Canum, Amunina so buy, and no I free I Arsenal, woman, some Aswarabana Aletuqua, woman in Chessa, Aletuco for Bonamian Motana, woman, some Amachano, Mamiana, Sally Aletuco for woman, some a pitch, Esitayabano, not Chessa. Sprinklers no woman be amateur say guso basa basana ansana no yes basa for because I anani aletico ba na amama pitch I 10 na amama swear gawe achese kase pa wata so nyina ba wotere na wobuso do obi ahwe bi o won sam na me yad motena ana match aba so me no kase groundsman womu ya jumaden ahwe se de be ya pitch no ensom aba kama enti ade che na ya babo na kobasa bi abon omo wie na lati kodin kunimu a mo bi amaye enena picture na dem bi ene nipa na gusu a wo mo som aye dwuma e wo picture so no wo mo ma picture condition and some aye kama lines and ne omani nyina no wo mo som abasa twabiem ansana wo mo ma che no ensom adro so na ye kan onum sam no kasai mam ya lati command trip se si aye kasai no wo mo training ensom akoso na omo training na akoso onum sa one Esaya Domola Lukman ono eye training eye good news abia because I pay make us enra one some eye training and pay ano was gus eye and David Hansko ono and some training amaletu kotumo na moment wa wo hwe no and eye Diego Simeone birthday na report am say kan say coach no and some anya 56 years na as part of eye birthday and kwada say our son omoye bibi kakra and some am coach in Chania coach from there and Saki Kano Kakra Umpo so bana we want to kasi achana umobio oh bada why careful tia kaseno woman some anya celebrity woman coach owura for Simeone our training grounds and a pair wa branya me armotena and I just we game no and some abasuna Managerial ni akotana ye phone Adomola Lukman okasai na omo media day and Adomola say na wobi busana sa wobo ball e Premier League na muta ana win Arsenal batane a different from a time e Premier League na again na yen hwere mu mfi Arsenal e ho a just watching so much about ana de ese ye want to just say womo ye formidable opponent na omo ye top tier team omo ni papa na so I was so ye ready essence sa wo Champions League now be drew a semi final Wobi on my wasa and will be on my back so ready and I want to brew so be a one to stage way will be an important point Yamayatuma won't try Amian country Sabia Watana one so much a difficult game and no I am some Nigerian Yakotana you found Adomola Lukman and some attitude Ekasai.
Played in the Premier League, you know what kind of team Arsenal is. They're great at set pieces. What kind of game do you expect, and how can you stop Arsenal?
Yeah, no, it's a tough opponent for sure. A team with a lot of quality. We're playing in the Champions League in semi-finals, so you know, yeah, we're against the top side. We know that. We expect a tough game, a tough opponent. And, you know, of course, we need to be ready for the fight on every occasion.
You've played in the Premier League, you know.
Some former African Footballer of the Year award winner, and I'll just a day and some Emma pay live on the show. Na Ebiamuno, one teammate, Julian Alvarez, and you'll be at the television so media. They don't buy now, no pay. Media by now, what is some Kobusa and say, yes, say, overcome Barcelona and every class say, when I can't show entourage and say, one country to come Madrid as a boss idea. Omumpo wobeko and say Antoine Griezmann and maybe a chum ale to koye dome to be a Griezmann some kokurias here na wasambe kin return e dia kwale to konti money buy den kaso yes yakura nso wobeko na wo mu bisa aya Alvarez say yes Barca for po na onso obeko and was Debian on TV ma bonte e me di banke yes stories among for the two dane sama wo mo ka Debia yes onso obeko no aba no abeka sanya no Dabio on now sorry anopa na the same question no abeka sanya no kra na bia chenoma sabusa no abeka sanya no kra or your player and some amale to come and do abaso kan so no ya watete sansam no bia ya no person dey attention and some about kra na jobaso kan nyina no say na ye ka say no ni focus I was so about one team because one more Champions League omo betimi atena no ya one more Copa del Rey atwam abesene call eto no de aka no Champions League ho ana cheso no Alvarez said the focus no and some adaba now you say La Liga for say one players one type proper pana one fishes no am so scheduling tight near say onibado say na pra La Liga say this season one record injuries ama komako chese 40 na cheso mu proper pa ana meti se Premier League for say what to say injuries 40 pay over Premier League I'm 40 in the crown a new 50% of injuries are Premier League and some are recorded and then way up aditia way anya ACL way up hamstring when some up way Achilles any day and Premier League for number so much as who can back injuries and do munya emma just one game no question no sipana and then La Liga kwa and some other chess Premier League ya ka say no one some abrapa now him say Real Madrid and some other club one more chance one more bet me appoint the next coach amana baba ya jumano and then Jaminya no say onsa bibia ebia Florentino Perez abesa wabaso appoint coach biano ya no I will say Emma chess members ni bia one some can be a wom and some I will say but we know metisa bia solely one penino one kwa beso jijidam now what say bia ya sumesi and I say bia Benten or no and over coachy aya Real Madrid na sebia nkobeti obi adwencha no sade no nyina de report amenya no sebia enko to say the maybe atwam na eno so konom anai wono nko apaso UC aya ne pa and some area point aya coach amatem no na ma me moment in Mbappe ebewura aya Madrid omo training facility so and some our vadebas Mbappe be na no pe no na chesa no hye speed wom kakra wonu ya na buawum na we coffee any adena Mbappe and some abeso be na Jameson can say yes player na nkasa crown am say psychologically what dream be ho what is 7 years our Paris Saint-Germain na 7 years no injuries our safaya ayama 13 waba Madrid after wanya 2 seasons na 2 seasons no was suffer injuries ama 13 Chamsa bibi nkoye baby I say be a bibi na akoka bibi ana say be obi na nya ne bibi ye bi ana say be a omoma ne ye adwuma ma bro so na an ana omu defend ana omu ma kire me defend PH one bra na wo ye dada ba wo no hene bi ba a chese wo o ma kire me defend obekai say woni Luis Enrique kwansom anya problem a druba bi wo ba be koi na wo tete bench ani ade a etebi am so ba Madrid no Madrid ya ba ma ye ni say me na me yes na me kobusa den Hazard one more Chelsea yes here training na Eden Hazard no what the ice chest so ade so mo de munya bo na mo pass me ampa Chelsea bo pass ma Hazard nkwan so de a what the boy baby bi wo control Madrid na wo Benzema mu training a wo se me Hazard intimi training wo bo akra na wo nua body no intimi anya issues to ama chese wo nua so proper rough off into han ne de baby aba ne different akra wo ma ye no mo gym am Champions League and identify nom training a wontumi nka say bia wo dia wo nyentem say Bema fu say and you ma bi nkoye 13 injuries in 2 seasons. When you compare 13 in 7 years our players here na chesa wasam am hwani you ma bi na fe and you ma so adane na ye ka say no report amenya no say Tebu Kotoa yes goalkeeper so betima ya available nyame ya doma wo mo El Clasico ebeba so na El Clasico Tebu Kotoa de no obemeki na return at say one some aguso the final aye stages of recovery and our Kotoa's wardrobe na CCC no aguso El Cosmeric Candia to him say and a player be a Madrid adana baba biano I was a world class player na world class aye center back and a world class aye midfielder ni no one say Camavinga, Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, and Mbappe, Masa will be on some Madrid. Yes, when we are no Mubusa fans and they say, why not call your body house stay? Your body house one corner, Emsa said Mbappe say J one corner the annual day and I'm feeling some agent stay because I know one to the ever say Vinino a young more and some at the Chaunia. I'm just a place I had to among Koma. Ebi say Yamabin call Yamabin Tina and some other Sanya Marina and no some Nagusuano Alcoso. Now Antonio Rudiger a future year Rudiger report to me office no and worshiper. Na what I say be a Rudiger ebe ko and I say be a Rudiger ebe standing na no meche say onyan consider but am say office no be aba no and what she ama che so onyan so consider say on free Madrid enkwa na Real Madrid so no Vinicius a future year Vini no pay me che say am say contract extension no ebenya ye adwuma either so bete say be a Vini was say 3 years and I say Vini and some assign 4 years and my club no and no ababa so na ababa so mo ye ansa na World Cup no and no some aba na Vini extend here report to Mensa kana sempo enu nie Vini benya extend but nay yes o man catch Vinicius say 3 and answer 4 na America no and some regard to aye footballers wo mo abaso mo deba na se transfer market bia players best miensa ekukudam ekoba say 9 ekukudam wamom ababa but contract no de aye den Vinicius so be standing afi wamom some atona modern fan be say wamom to players na ansa na World Cup no ya start because one top na ma player no ko World Cup ne mo no ekopeja pe ne club ebe demand more enti amobe so am sign ansa na wamom some abakọ ne kan say aye sa World Cup na wamom some akọ na Metesa and they Emsal Raul Asensio and some Amajane Quay Ama Chesa Raul Asensio no one some acquaintance and Yaka Omo Bo Edema Madrid woman Abasomo Chesa Boyno when he plays and some hours Blancos woman Timnimo now make sure say aside Aya William Alvarez Aya player Bakua Bossa for Penepa Aya Mark Kukureya Mede Bina Unimsa me said to say yes say Kukureya no and said ye Yesusani akacho se bi arecham be kokuma se etem za na gonna be what now because all da when you bet yes so maame no ko na bonsa for no am say almost kasa wo mo be kuku o say wo mo so benkum wo ahwa ya mrapa and to so ha bounty wo lose the position yama João Cancelo na kukuraya de no yes tabia o your player mu den honkomo and some your office so and obi aso your Barca product where your Barca product into so mo den ba and the asama your mo de kwan se na no ye bia kukuraya san koye interview ekoka se Barcelona den and a club akubia ne former team Manchester ne so kan nyina no so chena bi se Barca samba biemwa you never know what you must say and I never say never anti Sam obetumi akwa no ana chesama aye Barca fona ni achepa enti oyobi atabia mu din ho nkoma na ye kaso munya boy na nyame yare masama wo mo so adene baba na Barca fona say I was so munya plan B na plan B so ane say wo munya Julian Alvarez I was so munya player the bono aye similar to Julian Ediano, and a Chelsea, a boy na, Yafansa, Joao Pedro, and some abem, one also drop a bar, and a Jabano Cobo today, and going Shani Tikan and Emiano, and some Ayajumabasa for say Joao Pedro, one more consider so no, an alternative, and some animal player, Yafano Julian and for a Samene. When his council and crying, Bessan and Biamu, Abasa for the money up to Thomas, one swag, and a Joe girl, Umpo, one some other fancy, a Bassano Katanum, Abahu, Quasoro, about to shut, but Fossy Cabra, and all the lobby by Bassano for Kukune, and you up and that, Mudu Combat, Omani Abrepa, I'm a year can sell by no son, I'm sir, one woman turning your mother, Brown Samano, yet the Emma, yet for another pay, and some our shoulders, Odom Sabonsa, Wabramadi can ever to that, sir, Lamin Shamal Dianum. Remember say, burn arrow cover fully. Emio said, no one tunnel. Problem being who are permanent basa, woman skeleton or man convey a message, and the Aquacoma, the Royal Spanish Football Federation say, Aquadano said, Modern World Cup, cry, Mamma Quiet, and you lose so much. Etilami, Bram, na Mama Kurani Pro, Wasa, and yes, I better baby no, maybe a pra. And a baby hano, one say, Omunim shall crowd over who be pay. And no, a yakadana fan say, Ansu Fati. Ansu Fati Bananka Bono, Kebu Kranka Bana, Bocha Lami Yamadiano, na a forfeit and Tuatama pra, and then the Fati Kranina Monacono will be able to say the future Bessia Control Passe. Woman say repeat some mistake in him. Now, madam, are you mining in Adeswa, Abacco Swak, Akatua, a friend of from Crony, Thomas Rapa, Sabrino, Onyanya, 100% fitter. And your World Cup no kwano mo ma akoda ne nkobi sano munyana omope eno aye defro ma so de bana manager no abesa Joao Cancelo este but ye kan nyina na sikasam wonya boska so Barca for say ne boarding Al Hilal wo so mo ask him price aye just 15 million euros yes Barca for say ne boarding o monte so because omo say Cancelo no Hilal empen biem and say omo bobo na kotua na say omo nyontia so omo dafe na wo mo tete so ansa na omo so be kwani mu a wo mo so akwani mu wa bana ye kasai no eno aye kakra omo so ye enso ante eba na ye guso aye tin komoy wonum say na Paris Saint-Germain woman and bamu chinkema eba so we no aye semi final first leg enso am pack the France mame aye PSG wo mo confirm omo squad na mekatro enwa say wo bia be ya available apart from Injantua wonum anya available omo ma kan nyina no manager no omo confirm squad no say wo mu nyina wo mtena wonum our varieties to choose from just wo bia so betimi start and enso amate no na wo drew aye Paris City wo man sha say de aye PSG wo mo colors and decorate aye chese City Hall and aye flag no red and blue just wo biem and aye chese for yo mo create build up to the game and I'm say empire begana His Excellency Mr. President Emmanuel Macron ana wo mo kobusa and say and big match ebaso na ohuru se no so wo bia nim so no wo bia support Olympic Marseille na Olympic Marseille no Macron support no eno nchesa ontimi kan PSG asem na so anadwuro ba so kan nyina no say PSG boy kwade e wo so kan bi o support Marseille de ba sa Paris Saint-Germain na bon kwade ade pa ofia oye enti onom abe support aye Paris Saint-Germain obusa prediction edia aba predict PSG ebe shame yensa ama Bayern Munchen woma temu bako na chesa Emmanuel Macron say aye 3-1 ebe kwadi ama aboboku a ye fanu sa PSG eno aye prediction His Excellency no wono som anya ababetutwa na eguso ye ke aye omonkomo ya no ma me manager fanu sa aye Vincent Company na Vincent Company say PSG adena omo no eno ana omope na se Champions League na Paris Saint-Germain wo me defending champions na no ana omo ba mu chimfo no so pe entiani anadwi baako be jemu aposo aye dan baako be jemu na dwena neidie wo so wi aye first leg keke return leg e wo fie na no ana omo be so omo kira say wo mo nsom aye obi omo betimi abọ match bi ati say na after 2 legs no wo man try so ba mu nchin ɛyɛ better na Bamuchi for goals almost shanum sa 160 something Madrid woman de total timer na Barcelona ɛwɔ MNS ɛnom ɛyɛ Messi Neymar Suarez ɛna mo bisa coach say wonum so goals awɔ no wotimi break record because mo numbers no sabi ɛyɛ crazy ɛna manager ne say goals awɔ share nyina ne nyono ɛna ɛyɛ bibie ɛyɛ ni players into saba so bo ba bia I was said the bomb kwada na mo ɛma Bavarians ɔmo and I say a bomb about so no manager here onye bibia yenti company our born in kwada na baso.
It's the quality of players first. We can talk about goals and philosophy and everything you want, but you need guys who can put the ball in the back of the net no matter what. And you need a goalkeeper who can make saves, and you need a centre-back who heads the ball and tackles and loves doing it. So everything else is just powder for discussions, magic tricks. The reality is you need the quality, and these players have quality. Also, they have the hunger to continue, because it's not easy to score 10, 15, 20 and then to have the same motivation when you play every game, and that's how you achieve these numbers. So I think my role in this case is probably more in pushing them to continue and to not stop and to not overthink anything about what you have achieved, but to look to what you still need to achieve. Goals is nice. I think for a club like Bayern Munich, just like you mentioned Barcelona, I don't think you can separate scoring goals and the clubs. We have to. It's part of the DNA of the club, before me and long after me as well. So it's always a good thing. But the main thing is to win the trophies. So we're in a moment now. If those
Kakra manager Vincent company and I would just say dinner accepts just the most important thing is what a trophy ever so and no so manager abana Sherlock mame Paris Saint-Germain all trust on a big night and say euphoria say timbers ne bar yana seramusi soja ewo montensoni adenebra yes PSG all trust and say omo message enema aye Bamunchin all trust nen kasam yenti omo say omo nima omo nkobusa omo a woma ba aye Paris Montes wana dwubi yeti say pen na aye match aye crucial enye group stages o ena nya bi quarter final aye semi ena semi nin so omo sane Bamunchin ebo Tene anadri kumo babia beso no so ba for red and a blue flag no fabra na and what you brother supportive right from the blast of the whistle to the blast say ye detem kwa na mama aye stadium and some enya sa chese jatabuom and fama aye Bamunchin team no mamu mankrofo we en home kwa mamu support and abama Bamunchin fa suffocate na say be a so minute no meows home cran and mountain woman sabia no so me boboku a ye fa no say Bamunchin e wa bra ye kase wonsam no ye de ema ye tefo e wo show no so na no de betu twa say man siri for no ya kwakoto e Premier League empire for him say woman fishers no am sa pile up na am sa schedule aye bibia ho entinka omo peno 8 days. Normally about 3 matches than 7 days. Nearly about 3 games. Emma may catch up say and command cost na clubs will be able to fool. Wouldn't say no Cassia Mensa can say Premier League. Omo rejected Man City request. Sanka omo game against Crystal Palace. Any game against Aye Bournemouth. Ka Premier League game pen for no. Womunya will be tricking your mananka. Maybe a one day be emedam. You say Premier League say omo ntiminya menye ye. Wouldn't say dena omo yano kwani Mensa can say clubs no. Yes we bu afu. Amateur so omo bu afu no kwade. Ba mi ensam de. Womu bu afu pa. Say Man City for no chira omo hododo. Adamu nkwa na mo ye nipa. Once will be some matches I can include the Franco Shababi. We were Champions League. When the Chelsea in pay. Yamina Moko bomb a FA Cup final. What to say Chelsea Yakoma or Omusam or Omufomusan come first Shabi. Now apart from clubs, me and Son Omegano, Jamensaka Krabium say Arsenal. Yes, what much than Omei D. Now I'm a trauma kunum. Na omo tap omo na no sana wo omo monitor the Premier League abe na Premier League for nim no omo nim no omo sakta aye Man City fashion na wɔn say ɔmo bɛte ɔmo nka na sɛ ababa yɛ kyɛ clear the moment amono mo sabe ka no na sabeda di professor abiribia mo twetwe nneɛma sɛ bi a Man City bɛgye ɛyɛ Premier League nti Arsenal deɛ wɔma ɛdi na ɔmo monitor sɛ yadeɛ no ɛno nso ɛbɛsi akɔ ɛwɔ abrɛne ɛno nso ɛyɛ kakra fi ɔmo so yɛ ɛde bɛn na no pɛ no ɛnso ɛwɔ show no so na Tottenham Hotspur wɔn de abɛtwitwa sɛ Randall Kolomuani wɔn nso no deɛ no wɔnya hamstring na emsa afi bi sign no kro because afi Spurs team no emsa pra no ma di no nyo chese Romero no pra we no pra Kudus woko chese na no yakra beka se akoda yi so ko Xavi Simons ekọ Kolomuani enso anya hamstring wono ana baba player woto so mako 12 our pra this season our Spurs enkoa na Newcastle omo chairman no yefo no Yasser Al-Rumayyan metesa meeting our meeting no what say public investment fund and PIF omo Saudi Arabia wo sika be share Newcastle mo no yeso omo flight no attach it down ewo aye chese UK amademenya no say next week and a meeting e be so omo flight ni na wo say openu na ba bedru na wo demand answers e dey free Newcastle wo so management e di how e be yin sama no emperifo akamo na be ya no say wo start season come. Aston Villa crowned true baby. Now I'm watching from a bono. Baby Aston Villa eda. No baby a Newcastle eda. Bibi koye omon kama into a penny nyame aduma. One of some other demand answers. I want penfono ho. Nantoni Gordon. One so Gordon one more so. Omo beton. Santoni Gordon so aba konkwadia. One asking price. 80 million pounds because omo tonwa Everton, our 15%. Once Everton so top by Newcastle, no, woman have 40 million pounds, and then Newcastle demand 80 million. Ness and fast one 15%. Ever call Everton to some mumia a buono musada bear. One more take a 15%, you know, and some other comma a year Everton. One more Amokana Chelsea for a bounce. Chelsea some Anthony Gordon, also in your first time. And that took care. Amuchi and Koye. Yes, Chelsea for no. Say Champions League ekrano woman timi an qualify na yam pass woman pantonu god amana ba daba bia Ghana trone aye Jamie Gittins adane dia say any problem cra Champions League any problem na woman so boy we and betimi solve aye left flank e dia team no on says so amaka say woman pay aye players woman experience our Premier League no woman so mo buy up no woman be instant hit na amodo ma fra enkwada na wo no sere be ebe bonche no kaso mo so bawro mo abrasto na no ba mo chinsom ada so lidi aye boy no so race na ye the update about Chelsea foi wo beten na yes Anthony Iraola wo betia se Marco Silva ono so mo diri aka ho no aba bete Xabi Alonso no ni ade say one was so much say Marco Silva de no kra no Chelsea directors and the agent na agree say I was so ma kwan ma uni abeka aye contenders no nya say bi o ma fa no but omro also the moment abebam no a creative competition and some more ma kanti I'm so sanim coach omo penny I just omo consider managers by the but omo abeka chaw say womunya no obi ani nkomode omo tini nyina no and some aye ne kan say rumors and also about Manchester United coach mama we for say Michael Carrick ni entie no ai womu say say be out there say Champions League confirmed to was still man enwie ade na aka was also mo finish on a high. Nessa Manchester can in our still. I was some way you Aboshe. Yentia Michael Carrick.
Wins we've had, and especially after the setbacks, you know, this, the other side of it is Champions League one thing, but it's not. We'll give ourselves a great chance, you know. We'll put ourselves in a big position. I think these last two results have been big to that. It's a tough league, you know. It's tough to get wins. I think you can see that throughout the league. So to get the amount of wins we've had, and especially after the setbacks, you know, this. The other side of it is Champions League one thing, but it's not something that we should be over celebrating either. You know, we want to be finishing higher up the league really, and we want to be challenging higher up the league and trying to get more points. So it's not our season doesn't get to a close when that happens. I think it's one thing certainly. We try and achieve it, and we've put ourselves in a good position at this moment. But there's still more work to be done. We'll give ourselves a great chance. You know, we'll put ourselves in a big position. I think these last two results have been big to that. It's a tough league. You know, it's tough to get get wins. I think you can see that throughout the league. So to get them out
of the wins, man, you for us, interest can be a member so to say, oh, player. Now, man, you for us, penaba, what you say, over Major Bobby and others over 21-20 million pounds are not an Diato, Elliot Anderson, Sono, and I say, on which you are mountain Africa, Semiro Diano, say, yes, say, and Perufana Tre, 18 Como said, Casimiro say, Okwa. A very difficult somebody replacing and they bona Cassie born midfielder bang and I will market anymore. We bet you are similar. I just say Cassidy say almost say only a popa a baby one else on a sand of cruelty. Mezana be a find it. I'm not doing now so is it a mobile by you Musa say resources yes your money share saying my day we're funny sir. Or yeah, what is needed as at this time? Yes,
he's doing what is needed as at this time. On one who say born the to the Vian and Koye. It's routine and commodity now. Say at this part of the season, wins near much more important than any other thing. So I think or her Muse team never win a lot of games, which is the most important thing. Then I'm more qualified to the Champions League now. No more baby or Mudi or Monabisi. Now Casimiro dear. And to the Bia Mitimishi Dean, a lot of questions. Yes, I'm man 1 year and come one because I know how Matthias Cunha could post on the IG. Say 1 more year for Casimiro, but realistically, you see,
Munya proceed almost farewell. And I didn't so yeah, and a manager also say Cassidy closed.
You see, Manchester United will need to move on from emotions and sentiments when it comes to making decisions. That is the main reason Amekacha will say the decision to appoint Michael Carrick as the manager of Manchester United. Take a decision. They should not be moved by emotions. Watch the last 5 games, watch the last 6 games, which is very good, massively improved from the last manager in terms of winning games. By now, Obobusa says, "Man, 2 years. What am I expecting?" These are legitimate questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to Obitise Michael Carrick being the best manager and also be the best coach to fit into Manchester United future. But yeah, the whole game now you're Manchester United are achieving Bruno Fernandes. You see, sometimes say Obitise Bruno Fernandes ebetimi abo Manchester United na Premier League na say Champions League wantimi anjibi. It's just unfortunate because the quality and intelligence are the bubble, the output and the numbers are what Manchester United no should set him on the same table with Premier League greats or Managerial trophies and they attach it, the numbers no more producing in the league. You look at his quality, you look at his decision making, and Ubusa will say, Bruno enya a competitive team around him. By now, I was and this is really sad because 19 Premier League assists. Aka how many games near real Premier League? You know, aka 4. 4. We have 2 assists. To break the record. No, you set a record. No, we have 3 so we be kakra. Then others will come in. The reality is so obetimi aye. What is the end game? You see Bruno on the player in a single season in the Premier League where Timmy the most assist or Jaden no be Timinga. Carabao Cup and a FA Cup. It's just worrying. Wabua Manchester, but Manchester United they disappointed Bruno Fernandes baby. Said this season, so I'm going to the summer coupe players and also I'm take a decision. Nipa wa earning the right to demand and ask for good players around him should be Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, because also a captain.
Honestly, a captain. But also be to me, but on be earning the right. You see, it is different to be influential in the dressing room and it's different to earn the right to demand for certain things. Yeah. I think for Bruno, we're earning the right to demand at Manchester United say player A, player B, player C. Someone to me for my mommy and family league na major honum de akọ. Without Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United can be a short more battle for relegation. And I believe people are making arguments. Okay, now passes and assist with the bibia. Let me cite an example for you. Shebebia or pick the angle to pick Harry Maguire. Not the corner, no. The first chance now, Kela a ball in free post in bare 3 meters. I cut to Nankabona line. Shebebi Ojina, a picking. Peja ball. Now, let's do a proper analysis of the second goal and let us understand one thing.
Play a
on the counter attack.
Play a
but you see, Bruno Yadiabi within a split second, you realize, say, I pass all the video na mame. It's young shots if you ahano yaw a 4v3 2 on a chi 2 on a nim automatically na nkasa na be 3v2 because it said 2 defenders in a jina nim and on the beam no occupy. Now yaw in moving the ball at this level, the first option Bruno would have done ne so by mbomo wa ha a first phase so munye ndru penalty box no. Now he decides to carry it's yanko yanim. He carries the ball. I mean, man, he is so much intelligent in terms of this pass. No, my yaw.
Na nkobeko for Mbemo.
A pass to Mbemo. Yaw. Where we, but should they all in the body shape in the first. Now he twists like this to say the other ball name Mbemo no. And a defender never baby Mbemo side. And the movie say, a movie no he decides to fake shot. So bet me abon ade dey share. Then the other player no be a chance school one esu back akra leaving bare 4 to 5 meters between on no defender no any Benjamin Sesko, which gives Benjamin Sesko 2 options. 1, shoot direct to the space he has. 2, dribble. Now on for more no infantonet. And I think this is where the brilliance comes in. It's a hano yes or shot. One say akwana say or block you. Show the body poster no.
And seriously, and
this is pure intelligence.
Man, I'm a bomb in some of you. I was like,
this is pure intelligence.
And yet, you can't. Any player. The all bought PS5 or global PS4.
We are
because I felt in Bemo Hono and another chance one more.
I have not how Bonadiashe.
Anna, a Druano.
On
the left.
Everybody
for possible.
But not knowing, say Bruno na or defender need not free.
Yeah.
Baby Sesko one to create space for Benjamin Sesko. I think it's brilliant.
So after Kevin De Bruyne and Anka Bruno to me, Sajman and Ma Pepo City team.
Easy kura. So initially na Pepo pe Bruno Fernandes. Not Tottenham Hotspur so pe Bruno Fernandes. I know choose about Manchester United. For Bruno, I think say Pep would have even made him much more better than Yehununi. Because Bruno is a high risk taker. Ana ye wo mo pe high volume makers or no assist no mo pe numbers ni bebre, but the quality is few. But Bruno a high volume or somehow high quality when it comes to the chances creation. And yeah, the decision at this point to do this, brilliant. Then first goal no crab be or pija corner na the two ye. Said the baby back to the far post. Yow, this is your ultimate playmaker. She Harry Maguire there no. Or Pijanity na or Pijanity no say Harry Maguire. Look at baby or Pija born in the two. Yow. We can say now we the airful. Sure. And your fool. Yow.
Because now me imagine assist and me assist and cry cancer see I say or June 19. What calculate the number of chances or the amount more must squander?
Oh, baby, young kind crap.
Tisanka, those players imagine some KB at say Bruno da MNSH. Yet me the example.
Yes.
Or Setima Messi or the man Neymar or the man Suarez are by now can the numbers not picture.
And right,
you the Branya Diano.
Ne to
Ellen Halang.
Obenya other top players.
So only Dennis Beckham Robert Pires.
One Rasmus Højlund the money. And yow game we could bet me 2 assists. Another crucial one here. Okay, the far post cross or the Amad Diallo or the far post. He expected Amad Diallo to or the ball in a better form, relax and get in the shot. But I'll check the Amad Diallo koye na. Amad Diallo went straight for the header. And within a twinkle of an eye, call fast so picking the spot between the defenders. A ball in the we say no. He's going to be a very important piece for Portugal at the World Cup. Very important piece. Very, very important piece. And from number at the right time. And I think the 19 day, I say next week, this is Liverpool for no. Epe kwa bi so mbefa so meji na so aka se da bia ma na mbobo no. This one mo pe kwa because say ana obo game ni say for more assist, not for goals. I don't know if you studied it. They say game now obo ni see no, he's playing for more assist, not for more goals. But there me ya ni say Bruno Fernandes ebetimi awie ni Manchester United career free on mako yaw na Bruno Fernandes entimi anyi league and na UCL. I think he did his best for the club, but the club did not honor him to a certain level. I did 2 years also mutimi anano. But you see at the Champions League table, no, it will be. I just realized Chelsea at 10 points between Monet, Aston Villa, and yeah, just Aston Villa J Europa League, no. And just had the Chelsea dropping more, by 61 points for Manchester United and Michael Carrick. I'll say it again: no need for emotional attachment assistance. You might be wrong. You might be really wrong. Yeah, tonight you were the Champions League in the ball. Now, Bayern Munich and the Paris Saint-Germain, very crucial encounter. Yeah, if it is form-based, you can clearly make a proper argument and term this as the final before the final due to Mumi uniform. Because in Europe, I don't think any team comes closer to how these two teams are more level here in Europe when it comes to goals or more matches or more ball be any more performances overall in the UEFA Champions League. Someone might argue someone lose too. And then Luis Enrique said the same thing at the press conference. Said, as now what the but level no mummy no abona and was through baby despite someone lose. And me I would agree. Say level no mummy no abo in the Champions League, you know. Yeah, it was so. It can final before the final. But historically, when you look at the Champions League, yeah, this shouldn't be a game. I was a Bayern Munich. It's so baby. The entire maker say historically, you can say game a Bayern Munich so baby. Say yeah. Last time a Becaccio say no fixture has produced eventual winners of the Champions League than Real Madrid versus FC Bayern Munich. The likelihood say obi or betting me a free fixture in BPA. Yeah. Obeko akona nimbia no Champions League title no a very likely so na betimi agide ayede e de asini na so. Number 2, yaw so Real Madrid ni free Champions League ni mo se ho am na to aso a Bayern Munich ni AC Milan mo na to aso ho in terms of the Champions League royalty. So there's no way historically you can look at Bayern Munich and say Champions League we a yeba bobo ide e was a Paris Saint-Germain timi fa ne fala no pe kwan bi so no fa so de qualify. The same Bayern Munich, Yakobo Air Champions League in the COVID time. Omuna kwashe Paris Saint-Germain 1-0 in the final league trophy in the field. In 2020-2021, the following season, in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Bayern Munich can say PSG ni free. 22-23, the same Bayern Munich yana be PSG ni free in the round of 16. So meaning this is not a fixture Bayern Munich are scared at all.
Enrique Nama game
na yehu because of the two coaches in the bench no. O check Vincent Kompany a afei na why Bayern Munich adwuma na duru level bi. But Luis Enrique no one experience especially by winning the treble with MNS and at the same time Odi Kifija Kwaskelia desire do more and Osman Dembele mo so ababeji the treble. Now we'll go back to their first game on my boy during the group phase of the Champions League. Bayern Munich winning by 2-1. Now, in context of this discussion, yeah, we cannot take away the fact that red card injuries play a massive role in that result in that game, because Osman Dembele play within that game. Now, Anna Luis Diaz sukunya red card, but there are 3 key major factors I'm realizing in that first leg, which I believe say PSG. I was more careful no more. On the other part, I was a Bayern Munich so to yeah, in the first place, you look at Paris Saint-Germain team, almost allow Bayern Munich to suffocate them in terms of the pressing structure. Because Bayern Munich call with a 4-3-3, more pressure against Paris Saint-Germain, or fullbacks attacking man-to-man marking. It you check your money now, more pressure. So it became very difficult for Paris Saint-Germain to build themselves out. The only option for Paris Saint-Germain, not Wontumi in long, but go with the 1-2 passes and more through balls in between the fullbacks of Bayern Munich and the centre backs. it is almost pick a pass. Biana, the run of Dembele should be between Stanisic and Ita. The run of Obitise Kivicha Kraskelia should be in between Opemenkano and Conrad Lima. And no opportunities. Number 2, Omu Jai Hurricane Dodo. In the first leg, Hurricane to me drop ya eba bejina. If you want baby,
so no Dembele running in a similar.
No, Baba Onibi, and they failed to track him. They failed to be aggressive whenever no more Hurricane in chain. It's my other players occupy different spaces. How muye pa PSG, but they are PSG, which is the third one. Yes, they placed enough crosses into the box. Mrs. Opesoshe by Meneka target the position between Jonathan Tani or Pemenkano. It will check here. Ometima Kobaka Kofa go na Jana Vesishena na a cross. And on free the far end in between the two centre backs. Then Janavis any opportunity play ball and the ball near day a tonet. So Bayern Munich would need to be very careful, just as PSG in this particular encounter. But yeah, these are two teams in the history of the Champions League in terms of attack and the number of goals no machine this year. A broad draining to say so. Bayern Munich has a whooping 38 goals in the Champions League a few way. Yeah, 38 goals. Omo front four no be a share Jamal Musiala. Let's not forget what happened in the Club World Cup between the two of them. And then Okofa Jamal Musiala prane de bae. But you look at Bayern Munich's structure and the way they play. Yeah, omo top players who can decide this game. You look at key battles in this particular fixture because definitely maybe I do know it's about qualifying. Maybe I'm there. Maybe when say in the first place in the crown, Bayern Munich will qualify, but Marco qualify with Germany. Because the Champions League history, the quality, and a lot of things align with them. At the end of PSG watching Bayern Munich, apart from Luis Enrique. At the end, pan or watching Bayern Munich. What if Vitinha see what the Kimmich beba? What the Janavis board, Pavlovich beba? You what did they mention Arsenal? So I go for Dembele bar, but bro Michael Olise. Online in Yapa Pan China 9. I don't think any centre forward in the game now in the whole of Europe is better than Hurricane. Yeah, and the goalkeeper so move to charge him. We see the difference between the two of them, even the Club World Cup. Gianluigi Donnarumma. But then I did by many so didn't want about Pani and say, oh, goalkeeper not so about the right time and no ya. She crucial role or player in the first leg against Real Madrid. The second leg has its questions written all over him. But yeah, you can't deny the fact that such a goalkeeper has a massive influence in your quest to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
And will play massive role. It's the first key battle I'm having the goalkeeper's key battles. One of them would Paris Saint-Germain. You need someone one or another them Bayern Munich.
They are Stefanov better.
You see, Stefanov near very good when it comes to saves.
From France, Crano. Lucas Chevalier psychologically, mentally, and you're ready. From dressing room, so why isolated? When the World Cup chances.
Yes. And it depends on what Paris said. Because first one on mobile group stage, you know, Chevalier. Just because say, or person mobile free Chileba to beat the press of Bayern Munich. But no far suffering of Nebedema, I don't think they can literally build from the back. Did you say most of the time, Vitinha dropping very deep. Vitinha no credit out for Kakaba, hopefully with Messi Akanibi. Or better drop it very deep enough to pick up the first phase ball, so not their movie diaba. Ababe Paris Saint-Germain to me, a breaking the lines, a push it forward in behind the defensive lines of Bayern Munich. By now, for Manuanoya, or behind him the Otimi, Otimi passable nibi. Ya Otimi Chibi. On one credit to be Virginia or mobile highline and Manebe Klebi as the last man. So a very important piece and one key battle I'll be looking out for is these two goalkeepers, what they have for us tonight. At this stage of the Champions League, you need to be at your best. Donnarumma SCV Paris Saint-Germain last season at this moment. Bebre, Omoni Arsenal. Look at the quality saves. Oh yeah. There was a ball from Arsenal's Odegaard to Trossard. Na Saba Kuse na Donnarumma tone on the ye ball.
That game, Arsenal, I'm ball first. By 5 minutes to first 8 minutes. Arsenal, any 3 goals and Gaza no. And
then you Donnarumma.
Yeah, the saves.
The saves. This season, almost said with the semi-final of the Champions League, they will need a goalkeeper to step up, and they'll have to trust someone like Stefanov. Yeah, another key battle: Conrad Laiman and Stanisic versus Kivicha Kraskelia. Any desire to do it? Yeah, Obia fullback or Juma Yene. Bayern Munich so the Olise ni Luis Diaz ni Nuno Mendes ni Hakimi obia wa adwuma ye. How do you pin the fullbacks down? How do you pin the wingers down? Very crucial for these sides. And medical catch say Bayern Munich front four no mu nyina faako. They know how to move. Normally, I don't even see the fullbacks of Bayern Munich overlapping most of the time. Anna wingers na Jeduma na Nkasaye. How many times na Konrad Laimer overlapping? How many times na Stanisic overlapping? As compared to Paris Saint-Germain, Hakimi Nuno Mendes eta overlapping. So for today, I think for Stanisic and Konrad Laimer, they'll be very much comfortable in terms of staying back. No more trying to hit on quick counter breaks about Olise, any Hurricane, any Luis Diaz anymore. But for Paris Saint-Germain, could they afford to keep Hakimi and Nuno Mendes at the far end? Because Michael Olise and Luis Diaz need to see much here assemble tomo. Very key in terms of these two teams, how they are going to set up. And I'm very, very vigilant in terms of how our fullbacks and versus wingers but another key aspect of it say in Obiara contest between the fullbacks and the wingers, and the number 10 will play a massive role. Who will be the number 10? Who will perform the number 10 role at the Paris Saint-Germain? On paper, 4-3-3 for Paris Saint-Germain. On paper, 4-2-3-1 for Bayern Munich. It will be the number 10 no. Ebe Jamal Musiala. But me no me no tie nim say omo number 10 role na nkasa Hurricane. You know, you say Hurricane.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
About 9, but 10.
Or a Hurricane. So you look at Paris Saint-Germain and you ask questions. Say, Omo number 10, when and also be play massive role. By how? I think for today, say both team to score. And Yamawa. Because the main pick will be slightly. So Betty Marco pick a winner. I will not doubt by Munich tonight.
Okay.
Due to a Champions League experience, Luis Enrique will do a lot today. But if there is a team that has an antidote to whatever Paris Saint-Germain team near very good by how almost so what did they mention as no wouldn't bo but your match is be on my what she was so no so nimbo onimbo to say one level now onimbo to say
okay.
A very exciting game. I think the Champions League is going to feed us quality football tonight at the end of the day.
Wow, Mate, me da say, Meza, you be call a screen so na yama new, and so a dia fa a videos no na ya share, study in a game no, and so ABC akwan indeed, na dri a Paris Saint-Germain, and a Bamunchin I will Parc de France, omumi first leg, and so anyway, and a be qualify, and as a wine, and a be the first bragging right, new.
Yeah, Meza, yeah, a lot on the Champions League. Manchester, I mentioned that wine for found be because me Angels and who say Mez discussing and the points now a points of clarity with regards to Bruno role our bought for Manchester United. Kobe Menu, the other day, Ocasio McCasin Mitchell on Kobe Menu, the profile how he can grow to become the new seed of. Okay, now me Kabibia for seed of or Jabal. It is so difficult. So much body they free in some yet body crack seed of her. Wontumi manage bono and free with that limited strength. But seed of I exhibit a lot of legendary moments. Looking at that pattern of growth, Managerial Champions Hormana, Kobe Menu and Namano. He did a great job and ra. But your young court board no so now you share and your man. You discuss the Champions League they say. May share free situations. Now this happens to be one of the most tactical games I will enjoy in 2026. 2026, you share games with you heard defensive sides, you heard offensive sides. But two teams were in highly offensive sides. Your game no be down to a defensive balance. Medford no be on par in terms of strength, with or without the ball. In the final attack, attack so demonstrate high proficiency, but getting closer to the game and its details. Mami explainly say, and the game about dancing around a lot of the time situations. Situations, it will be the false situations. Situations will be a record. Situations will be a early goal. Situation will be a early injury. These are some of the things I wish a game now morning call. But on the tactical table, Luis Enrique company affiliate the heat of the game. Now the company only touch like how. Me not pen touch like how. I wanted a guy to be on the touchline. May I enjoy game now because buying Lucia comments on about so company one. Oh, she game na nefa show team pressing ebeye adwuma pa. Na ya o share right from kickoff. This concept from Lou Enrique and then the boys you know every time bia no do omo ye say because omo press so very high on the pitch you know. Omo kick ball the ball half for I'm sure everybody else has seen this from Lou Enrique PSG. Pressure no about so it is right from the kickoff. You can see that.
Yeah.
Omo kick ball the ball. So you need pressing because buying so press pa. Buying so press pa. So let's talk about pressing from the two managers you know. Company and then Lou Enrique. Why in the pressing the Belgium? Why in the forcing you come errors na ba? Yeah, this is PSG against Chelsea. Now me found one element of that game no at the back. That's the element of pressing I make one. So you have PSG in the dark jersey, no your Chelsea in the white. So at this point, yeah, or check it out. Then corner Chelsea moment crab on, but watch PSG how I'm gonna try say I'm gonna press PSG in their own half, and it's almost like 1-on-1 across the entirety of the field. Everywhere on the field, no, it's like a 1-on-1 situation. Oh baby, so Luis Enrique Juma Ababen in no. Obama buying a feel heat, you know. So watch your TV as I show you again. This guy, that guy, that guy. You can see that. Obia Makubi. So who? Oba me for no so he is for him. Marking was here, marking was. So Obia wa for the Subiano. When ya a marker just behind him occupy pressure no. Listen to this very carefully. Buying PSG now with the capacity so makes me a punish your yonko. Especially some more pressure. They can force you into retreating into the blocks. They can also force you into committing unwilling errors our field so punishable errors. And we are also talking about PSG team where okay will come also too much and they can play you out. So it's a twinkle of an eye. Boy, know what Chelsea have. You can see this. They caught Chelsea with about 3 or 4 against 2. But a short while ago, who said Chelsea they press high. I'm speaking to Bayern.
Just about 1, 2, 3 passes.
They are in your third. They are in your half. So I'm speaking to Bayern. So Bayern ever press it PSG diao. Among press it cohesively. Among press it with a lot of coordination. Okay, empty press, and before you realize they will punish you. But this element of the press I make a favor two teams in and I'll show you where certain teams are forced to buying and then both teams are more accommodators. Just as Osha Manonoya. In terms of ball playing goalkeepers, Manonoya happens to be one goalkeeper. You know, the game respects him so much. But Shabon in the crowd, no. And we are talking about that same Fisher, Yebeshan and Nana Jui, the last time they met. Errors are back force back money committee. And we have been seeing this over and over when Bayern wants to build out. Watch it. Body quick Hurricane. You saw that from the goalkeeper, saw Mekiero. You've seen that of Hurricane. And these two opponents are not coming to
Anna, no, you're showing an Adrian Sabia. My ball back short pass me a mistake into me call for long.
It is not their style. Artistically, they will not be doing that. Yeah, error. I bear back on one. We don't TV It is the system. We designed that. So, yeah. Watch something. This is Musa Nyakite. She go and Hendrik share over the weekend. I am trying to reconnect whatever you know about buying team no and then PSG. Watch this goal from Hendrik. I'm only Leon in the 2-1 no. Now Shadibi will have yeah. This is it. Born no crack Musa Nyakite of Senegal and of course Olympic Lyon.
Yeah.
Now Olympic Lyon on the ball I switch it to 3-4-3 with a magic boss in the midfield. She TV the Sudin 3-4-3. She few box no. Now shape the 3-man attack. 1, 2, 3. Can you see them? 1, 2, 3. And then the magic 4 now will
be. Jai, men say Paris Saint-Germain heart of defense now almost all your mom faho.
Sir, Paris Saint-Germain also 4-3-3 without the ball.
Yes.
And I must say a bit deep.
To obi me share ebia center backs in.
There be how obi aja.
Omo jao hama. Aha. Ano ma load to me
because they want to stretch you. PSG na bello do ha 4-3-3 near so narrow. PSG for the area 4-3-3 share 4 in the middle free no and the final third free in the. But a narrow 4-3-3 is as on best stretch no. Omo for so Leon mo so mo konche ho. It is a concept. PSG were about 5 players in the middle. Watch this small space way. And the PSG actually Leon said go out wide because they know Leon can do that. And then Leona converted on the ball to a 3 at the back, 4 in the middle, and then 3 the final third. Yeah, watch it. So 3 at the back in the way. And then you have this 4 in the middle. No about 3 at the top. So 3-4-3. That's against 4-3-3 without the ball. And Musa Niakite had a very good pass in the final third. A breaky, the 3 lines of defense from PSG team. And that was a goal from Hendrick. You can't say goal, you're considering in sequences. And that's why considering in thought. Before you realize, watch Musa Niakite. Or Pejani Sanacha say, somebody should just move. And San was sending this ball no Ediako. So, Paris Saint-Germain without the ball, their shape, their nature, their attitude on the field will determine a lot. Now, me met me Paris Saint-Germain and Yabon and Farmer buying and buying the Momra Bedroom Mukromo. They will always be forcing them to pass back to the goalkeeper. Watch it, just as they are doing. Paris Saint-Germain will be doing it. But then the old press, you've seen the second time of this. Almost press without the ball. Nobody could say, so I'm asking, Luis Enrique Bekoso press with empty. Or be press for so your error said the Eddie can. And this ball ricocheted right off the bar. It could have been a very nice goal.
Within 11 minutes. I know you see a Lyon to Unkasebia. Ebia PSG prepared to have Champions League in tea.
What's one of the first one on the ball cover?
Yeah. I know more call long.
Technical word, no, so we are a technical man. I know more call long.
So FIFA Nantiao.
I know more call long. So Paris Saint-Germain, you'll be forced on buying. Offer one in question.
Let's say sorry to cut you. The PSG ye no. Bamunchi no suni me.
I don't see it's one
because no ya no so kolong no nya Olise.
See
onya Diaz, onya Kane. E wa bra wa force na.
For Musiala ka ho. When you press,
because nobody else so Musiala best start.
Yeah. So Bibusa PSG, Chelsea no SEO. You watch that Who is that Chelsea?
Yeah.
It's a Chelsea now punishing, but somebody will punish Paris Saint-Germain when the press is so intact in the final third. Chelsea didn't be Chelsea didn't be, and I don't know why Chelsea could even punish them more because I'm more building their bar. Paris Saint-Germain and what they bar, the base honor you don't want to mean a lot of errors. At the base, we've seen the third time from Chelsea having this bullet chance from this game. Paris Saint-Germain, and we can also be talking about this. I mean, this same game, but Bayern and then Paris Saint-Germain, similar errors. Okay, go away. At the base, watch it. Yeah. So born is Hurricane Nase, born is Manono Nase, born is Maquinhos Nase. It's a game of pressing. Whoever does it well.
So the least mistake. Now a bomba is any panel could utilize a chance.
A 700 wakano. Because all the teams number one primarily they want to build our shots. That's what I say. Yaw Krofobe Bre we are say yaw. Uno muri bedidi abomo say meba. Oh Johnson I wash my house there be meba. Oh, baby, I now say these two teams naturally they want to build our shots. When you're in the crowd, they want to build that until you force them. So you're moving from the press, two teams taking now advantage of winning something out of their press. If they can do it well on the first phase, the back line, the goalkeeper, PSG or huge chances. Sabai or huge chances. Down the pressing, Latras and home trouble pa. Two teams, omu full backs, omu Jumayende, Okayomo, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, and omu Juma full time there. Systematically, Luis Enrique use more. But then by contrast, Bayern also use the full backs and the offensive scale. Afonso Davies here, Ochechira to Obeko, Guerrero Obeko. Guerrero, apart from Adriano of Barcelona, whom was versatile player that. Rafael Guerrero, check their last game against Mainz 04 on the Cobol right wing. This game we are can was or call left back.
Nintian and Rafael Guerrero, they said Dortmund some time back now. On one a bomb free kick no baby.
Focus on the Cancelo. Or
Alex Grimaldo.
Or say Grimaldo so. One even systematically look at one Chinese and come and they will follow you. So the full backs will be more engaged. Hakimi, Nuno Mendes, Conrad Lima. And of course, Guerrero Rafael. Fullbacks, Bayern engaging fullbacks. Paris Saint-Germain is also engaging fullbacks. and the person can say 2 teams, you know, they rely so much on the channels to create chances because we hear chances by Paris Saint-Germain from China. They always try to build out wide through the channels. In doing so, they engage a lot often. They engage the fullbacks. Watch you have on your screen. Just a one corner, you can see say Hakimi does the underlap. Onunio, or the chair underlap, or Kosan you overlap. So watch Hakimi. System not supporting us on joining because he can score, he can create, and then you have the winger. Winger near Bakola Dizadua mawan because buying fullbacks and almost so call. Even omo home pa and remember Juman I have cut away. But so many hodi abere. And these are all wingers and to be create chance regardless at the box room. Yo, apart from the person I mean we know and the fullbacks in the omo area ho 2 teams in the dominate you. They all want to build out wide. If you want to stay high up the line, that's fine. But the person cases in the say Hakimi side hono definitely and then Luis Diaz and then the for so papa yeah, and then you can see that only the game the fullbacks will be engaged. Where am I where you Olympic Leon where Leon game it's their nature. They really want to move out wide. They have players who can run with or without the ball. And every time they want to engage the box. Yeah, this is a similar thing here. Oshe TV Sumamia Ebeme Depa. So this is PSG team now. So Oshe team now. On say when you can say the calabash no. Now we know whenever you put all players behind the ball and it was such calabash means Shababi Hakimi Ababidru. On in a winger the Pacho. Na say Calabasha, na say so far kwa draw. Then similar thing, then you have the new left back and then the winger Quavara. So how team in a shape no. They do that against teams that sit in the blocks. These are the blocks, the white and the friend blocks no. Because when you want to create around this zone, it's very difficult. Now when the body confirm China there, it forces them to stretch up.
Okay. And
advantageously, Yana wingers also see a very good in creating those chances 1-on-1 no. So Paris Saint-Germain no kaya Madrid ne buy ne bono na buy to be coach pa omo nyina no mo nyina to be come on echi. If it happens that way, Paris will stretch the game. Then fine show team say Paris corner chia buy so intimi stretch game no, buy so stretch game no on equal strength just as Paris Saint-Germain. So tactically I am taking you to 3 different phases of the game. I don't know how I build up on it, you know. They always want to build out wide just to have a very good chance of stretching the game. We are there, all the body create a very good chance and make sure say there's something out of it. And a game back just to have a photocopy from the 2 games. They are always engaging somebody out wide.
Okay.
It has always been these situations. Now, Upamecano because the right back is gone. Want to recover a kind of recovery pace. Oh, how much stretchy game you know? Paris Saint-Germain here buying so it's a big game. It's a purely tactical game. Whoever does it well on the field will win the situations.
Really, we'll be taking chances there, baby.
I'm telling you, y'all. Now, so we analyze because the other day, there's one here no kucha more goals. No, here kucha say.
Now, that's how quiet.
So yeah, they'll really be engaging the fullbacks. The last phase of it all, the direct ball or the counter. Maka pressing, Maka engaging the fullbacks. They try to avoid the Odi Kakai and it's a ball to chia. These 2 teams in now will become for me to the ball to net. So watch it. This is Safanovic. This is when Paris Saint-Germain decided to say, oh, the Chelsea are me Sweden. I mean, person taking risk because Shadia Chelsea are a situational. Chelsea are close to 2 first phase builders, you know, Vitinha and João Neves, and I'm putting players, El Drummer, you know. Yeah, you can see it here. And I'm a Canaro, no. João Pedro, and a Neto, so Wasiana. But at that time, Maresca, or catch the boys and say, Mom, call fullbacks and so. And just I keep you free or but João Pedro Jabba and Finfi, and then Neto so Jabba and Finfi. And I'm close to Vitinha and a João Neves.
Now we are the so in a club World Cup. We are the you Jafo Rosina.
Liam Lee. 2-5 no. And that's all. So
Rossinia.
So
now what Maresca makes me 5-2.
Yeah. So Neto is asking say offer ball because they know say obey you we. Na Paris Saint-Germain so try say, oh, close Vitinha, close João Neves, I want you share. Still I'm going to come for, and then we can go direct. And that is the 13th in the game. No, be man the power. So pressing wine, pressing ya, shout no. And now they can't, you know. So pressing one, pressing ya. Just one pass can break the spine of the camel. One pass. And it sets the whole team on one-on-one situations. We don't offer any free Strasbourg by no Mamadou Sarr, Senegal defender. No. Yeah, so two teams will rely solely on counter if pressing a tighter. These are some of the situations for two teams. Paris Saint-Germain, money me brutal. Or money me
Fofana Mojina Wamwa down left right.
Yeah. Yakobon me one Yakobo Kuradu Yadom. Information. So counter situation na trouble be about trouble bia. E be serious. Shall you saw that earlier. Paris Saint-Germain na force no deep no. One pass it can break the spine of your team. So se buying air press or more show mature. Se Paris Saint-Germain so the press or more show mature because on the counter situations here these two teams are very quick. Now I've run you through three different situations of the game. One, a pressing, which favors both teams. Two, a lateral engagement. It also favors both teams. And then the last one, a counter situation is two teams. Luis Diaz, Ousmane Dembele, Kvara, Munina, and bit me. I'm freely the heat. We can do a buying and make a very great comeback. Be here for free. Now after game, comments in and Simon Busa company in selection, no rest for this game. Yeah, there's something about buying a year. They really score from second balls in the box. Sadly, who be from Paris Saint-Germain. That is one margin between these two in the box. Buying who say Paris Saint-Germain be Paris Saint-Germain is dangerous when they take off. Buying will hobby you, but in the box like that. These situations, buying will punish you. They have dominance on these situations in the box. Yeah. It's hardly they come out without having a big chance out of the visit. Paris Saint-Germain, Paris Saint-Germain finishes most of their chances around the edge of the box. I want time for one in box room, but buying bit my passing me and some box room. So that is one clear differences between the two. Another one I favor Paris Saint-Germain, the two centre backs for buying. Yeah, the two centre backs, are more physical endurance. They can dominate in contact. But Jonathan Tah and then Upamecano say, "Bono at Tomachina koye 1-on-1 situation. Yeah, they will really struggle against Paris Saint-Germain tonight. The game ne corner. The misfortune for buying, they say." Company entering touch laho to decode continuously whatever transpires on the field, and for that reason, coach and friend say Louis Enrique and they are dominating game we say in many phases and have a very good win. Listen to that, a very good win. Buying and winning game we say Paris. Both teams will score, but Paris Saint-Germain minimum in this game will be free. As to how Bayern so wait free goals, I don't know. But Paris, our free goals, our game we say 3-2, 3-1, 3-0, I don't know. But Paris Saint-Germain our free goals, our game we say. What question back me and tell? When we saw me uncle.
PSG 3.
Free goals. Oh Paris Saint-Germain.
Bayern and far win.
Bayern defense no be implode. Because on be fumble. My fear. The men were discussing me. Paris Saint-Germain bebo corner say. No man to me answer corner no. Omo defensive line no. A crack here. Na ko issue the team. These are the situations ebema buying about game no. Buying situations in the beginning. I see 3 goals from Paris Saint-Germain. How many that come from buying, I can't really tell for now. But yeah, tactically, you've seen the game.
I'm saying, unfortunately, I'm on YouTube, but still, my own message is able to say, "Wow, fancy." Watching you team on the screen doing massive analysis, top notch. But I think because of their speed and accuracy from both teams, the team who will capitalize of set pieces will carry the day. Next time, say no one new any measure can because about the small details. I always we can see anything on Monka frame say yeah what you must say be bit me ama munyina because na YouTube for no so hard copyright any other but menim say what screens we say YouTube there yeah more straight and you see ana
YouTuber say can you say busa voice now voice meza mo no
more straight say
4 posts o say ana meza am ko 4 posts
wow Mate, all right. Whoa, Yemre na fe Yemre to us. So 3P Adarama Piwak. Woman so ya sene MID and Jumedi and so eba. Na Mrs. say oh ya dear. Okay. And feel why?
Hey, na akomiade.
Say we di out. Yenim komoi
medase mamencha wetie fo ne wahwefo nyina anape because wakai obi bia se 3P garlic mixture a free Piwak natural health garlic crogen ne dia ye dro ne yemfa nkan jamfen so bia mfremu enu ntimo ahoden no ejane na so ntinim akomam na mojamu adwuma o hweme wutie me wo yade bi wo ntinim akoma ne moja ne medra me kanfo de ama osebeboa o 3P garlic mixture eboa na boost immune system ne de ama enu nti yade ntimi mel abra wafa edupa bi wunya nto bi dia pharmacy shop bi eben wo no jewde sisi a nanom na emu rent ni no be ahodo nyi fini keka wa bia emfrimo na moja entimi ne afusa ne se de se na pomode mapa wo hia no wonsa etimi aka bi da bia ya na edi adanse se garlic no de aduane na odi a ahoden pi wom esan yade bebre eye no kretrodo aduane mpo de odi esija so anu mu edro yin kenja enensuo bia nso emfrem nti ma ne nya nwanwa sana wotwe bia ye ba ye se edro no esan yade we edro no edi djuma we ma ne nya nwanwa kresan se garlic no edi djuma bebre ewo nipadua nim ene ye hwe general health meka general health dia na nyare wa hodo edro ne sano ena me bebobo so de atreo ansana no ma me fa doctor number ne mawo ebi a wo hwe me wutie me wo yade bi etete wo pesa wa wo frɛ doctor woni ne twen komo na ache mu kire no dia wa ye krado frɛ ne sisi a na onje wo so ne number e 0248 92 88 24 0248 92 88 enu ti wo hwe me anope yade a etete wo pa eye pressure yade ene pressure no ekuni papa hadwene eba wo so na asem kraketo bi na abafie ni ebe kana wodi ayem hyehye so mupe na ekwakofa wo edi abro pressure do ni bi nka ho a wontumi entena na enye umoja na adoso abro so woni padua nim na ya na eye ntini no be na moja no famu no enemu asisi kwan ya fa so didi ne muaye anwo aduane ne sade na bebre no adeda ewo ye ntini nim wo obi a wonom ensade no bebre so a eno so emwa atwontwum ntini afo ntini na memumie na moja etimi edi afrisani ye afa ni padua nim moja na eni afrisani ye sa na boa no na akɔtwe pressure yade no edi aba edura wonom a eboa abo rent ne no be ahodo na mamu ada ho na moja no etimi edi afrisani eneyi 3P garlic mixture tutumika bora pharmacy shop ye ben wo na jodi efrase no nom na emwanyi sa o hawo no emfi wo so ebi a wonso de stroke yade nipadua na kwa ba bia hia moja na de djuma enu ti adwene ada otim ne so ehia moja na de ne djuma se moja ni afrisane ankonkwam o wadwe ho efrene cells na emframa ni nwane nru ahodo adwene hia net media djuma no adwene nya enu ti adwene di kan jojo na aka nipadua na kwa no prekopa wo ho na ofanyina ewu yebo wa wonte yeti wa wonte na se stroke yade no ato kwan mu edro no 3P garlic mixture no na edro a wono mu a ebeboa sa o hawo nyina ɛde afiri wo so wote fie yade tete wo pa ɛyɛ diabetes ɛsikye yade ɛyɛ yade bɔne ɛntena ho ma ne na ne wo so asɛm ansa ɛnni wo dɛm ansa no apɛ aduro mesrɛ 3p garlic mixture no aba sɛ ɛbɛboa tu saa yade na se afiri nipadua nim wadwene sɛ sikye na dɔkɔdɔkɔ nneɛma bi a wodi ɛna kɔfa de brɛ wo ɛnhwehwɛmu bi ne wadi aba sɛ sikye na ma yenya ɛsikye yade na mmom ya na yɛtufo woyɛ obi a wo ɛsikye yade de sikye na so ni mfaso bi a ɛmma enuane fa no a yɛde kɔ yɛm no ɛdane glucose na maya hoden glucose na sɛ nya baabi tena ɛwɔ nipadua nim ɛno nti wo pancreas ne produce adeɛ bi ɛfrɛ ne sɛ insulin ɛde ama wo ɛhɔ ɛna glucose no ɛtena wo nipadua no ɛntimi a produce enough insulin ama wo pɛ wo glucose nya baabi a ɛntena sɛ fra wo mogya sɛ sipɛ ɛne ɛka ne sɛ wanya sikye yadeɛ diabetes no ebi ɛne yabodin akyerɛw sɛ wanya saa yadeɛ bi dia ɛntena tena ho kora pɛ 3p garlic mixture dre akyi kwan nanonom na ɛmoa eniwa kegyina mu wɔ kwan hwonko kora so ɛyɛma ma ɛyɛma mɛma bɛma prostate no awobambɔ kɛseɛ bɛ mu ayɛ na ehia oni obɛdi namu nhyiemu a ensuo na ɛkɔ ɔba no akɔda ne ɛba ba abɔnten no prostate no na ɛhwɛ ayɛ sensuo no ɛde ama wo Johnson tentem bejai Johnson achimoja me Johnson bɛma mu hyehyɛ mu yɛ me yɛ ne nyina ebejai abra wafa 3p garlic mixture edrebi wo yɛ ɔba na fichikro mu yɛ ɔno nso atena wo so akyɛde a me kamfo dupa di ama wo hyɛ ase kotobi na no nom na ɛmoa enyi yaw dendenden na abosom bi a wote no emfiri wo so moja na abontoa na ntimi ma abontini ni nyina bepie kama na wo so watimi ade wo ho afiri yaw ne ho menstrual disorder no a ensisi so yie ma wo no mesro no 3p garlic mixture du baby entna fie mfansem bi anyi wo ho ano asthma te hye wa yade na tete wo a eye 3p garlic mixture wo fu so bro so pese etwe no no madre bi na ne sade ni nyina mra abonten kama na wo so etime de wo ho frequent urination na ye Johnson tantam yade no benya na bema so enya nanso aduro wi na eboa akoatia sa ohaw no ewe nipadua nim nemom hye no nso ma mepa okosa 3p garlic mixture na hwe sa bribia ewo toam ehwe ebo garlic eda ho ye kokko na ne ti no eye kokko bia bia bekọ ye fed fufuro bi de maw na enye ne mabobo so na mesrew enye no akowanim kopim so benya no bi ansa na wato wadwen ya wontanta abibidro ne abrafudro bi de wato so nti wo ye dan no we ka ho ema ne haw to adro ne kofie udru fie na anum ya 15 minutes edro bia wo bia betimi anum enkofo hawo emre wapomoden oman mu pharmaceutical shops bia ne herbal shops de ubo rebie mu a utiminya edupai bi me sorry so anopai dia eye doctor number na mebo ede atwa to mesrew ufa number no so a emfere se ne yade na tie bi free ni ti so kosi ne nan ase no chemu chire doctor waye krado se wotie o na waboa woton yade nso a na onya no edro doctor number ni bio eye 0248 92 88 0248 928824 Aya 3p garlic mixture.
That's it. See 3p. Oya na wa pebiato na wa use na aboa oba timenom ana bema nso timenom abeboa opa na amanu man so I fine. Amo. Kabo.
Chairman.
Oh,
na do me be I fine. Okay. Said the pass and the problem.
There I say.
Yeah, come pa. Na as I say, coach, Black Stars coach, Oguso Oba Pro, say only players, Edin Komo, na we free Ghana. Our neni ache amonone, our rest the boys in the bidding Komo, but one party and a fee, Jordan, are you captains, Edin Komo, ama what they and Sembia to women, share quite of more fast women, so beat me a Buanaja, Ghana, a World Cup, na a Konya beat my Kuina, Europe now, one of monitor a lot of players, on the cap be few games, now in leagues, a Konawi and T, much say, Coach Carlos Cross, beat me a monitor players, more na fee or share a modern moi. Womunsu Ewomwe Harry Asante Chum, head of communication at the Ghana Football Association, and HSA coach Negusua Oba Pro Muhese players no womu ebitimi a monitor umu yenuama akuye diamoma no die free obana ye free on makwa is Ghana Football and Afian League they be a do baby na ye kase players no mobo in league ye more opportunity ni bi na omun kobo Black Stars na Gaka president at the Gaka Era John and ansa ede kakra to the was saying or said the Newama City the quality of our league no the do baby I need complaining and Ghana league and papa and Ghana but also the two African countries leagues no more but set Tanzania no any Kenya any other countries out to the Ghana league no best come up Ira John and Sangaka president Edin Komo Intino.
Correct. 2022. We have one player from Kotoko and one from House of Folk who were fully local based players. During the qualification, you realize that there were some who were also given opportunity leading to the qualification to 2026 World Cup. We have some few months now to go to the World Cup. A new coach has been appointed. I don't know much about his plan, but I'm of the view that he might consider doing same or even more. The local league, sometimes we complain about not being the best. But if you look around us in this continent, we are among one of the best. And so I think that there's so much room for improvement. My clubs too have to play a major role in improving these things. You go to some venues and you could see that there is much work to be done. They start and then instead of improving upon it, either it's static or they don't even bother about thinking of improving upon it. It all boils down to giving them confidence to do much.
Gomu tofo no ya hu bono kra no sisi omu nje de hu bibia isanti o kan league na wa me no so abam na Ghana fo so na hu de ko na yeni nkomo kakre na under 17 enra wo mo ne the young elephants omu boy ewa Abidjan emaja omu ye she 2 na be everyone no say mo ye boni luzu aya mo yesre mo ma ya update ni bi na ye hu se de nua me si ko because udu afi ho a na omu mayen kaibo abra omu tu kwan bi a game no anko ya mfamaye na enra ilusutu ne onyame adoma e besa boy another game ya ne young elephants on 30th of April this month here na coach wono ebo adwuma e Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum wono an ebo adwuma e dia ma under 17 na ori atudo o say coaching the national team no you always need dreamer na o hwe ni mu say obetimi aboa na afi watimi ahwese ni obe coach mi njo mo friend for under 17 no na nani age after 8 years enuama koye na yebetie coach ne kakra e woni somebody to do after say womo ebusa ne say ni national team yezo coach say na dynamics ne sitie ochim
devotion. One of the greatest moments in my life. Actually, one of my dreams was to coach any of the national teams.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
When the FA, led by the president, engaged me to give me this offer, I saw one of my dreams in coaching to have come true. So I passionately took it with a lot of devotion, a lot of dedication, a lot of focus. So when I resumed office as the coach on the 1st of August, I had a meeting with the technical staff and the players, and I made them understand that I've come with a lot of passion, a lot of dedication, and a lot of self-belief, knowing very well the fact that Ghanaians love their football, and so we have to be committed in what we are going to do. So qualifying the team after 8 years of not being there, which is uncharacteristic of Ghana, it's a huge joy to me. It's a huge honor to me, and it's a huge pride to me. But then
Ghana Football Association and Koma and of course on the Patrick Akutu and a born and Komo and a be bana coaching the club team no compared to the national team saying it's here coach Echichi was a dynamics in a different club football to the national team no level no a different crisis intie Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum.
What I saw at Wafu was an eye-opener to me in terms of how things are done. I've been a coach of the Galaxies before. I was an assistant coach. I've been there before. I was in the head. By now, I am the head. And
you should have all the responsibilities.
Yes, I see the direction, the dynamics to be very different. And the Galaxies is a different level altogether. The U17 too is a different level. So.
Well, no, a different level of coaching. I'm saying, coaching club, no, to the national team, no, a difference. No, a kakra. If you want to buy now, mommy, the former vice president of the Ghana Football Association, I would DM Ghana for na year because Ghana, I don't know Ghana kapa and see a cover coach abana coach no eda baby na ni ese ye tuesika hotel na your baby and kese coach ekoda ni nyina na yade a hadwe eyepa na era George uncle ade atuda free and I say ono de baby a coach kwesi apia na o coach Black Stars ana oda na eja ono nso adwudwu na ho kakra na o de coach team no ho na ese nka coaches a ombebe bia no ye de omo eko na ye ti ya GF for say o masesa ho de aye technical directorate ho ana technical team no omo nso ebezi ayom nu am na so de bi yenya ne sakra yentie kakra Uncle George, former vice president for Ghana Football Association. What are you to do?
Pierre was the coach of the Black Stars. He lived there. As far as I'm concerned, he lived there because Miko Eko Srakwesi Pierre. Fast forward, Sebi, yeni Abaimubio, and I say we are not in charge of the running of Ghana Football Association. In this Betty say a diner by ya Duma Yama and ya converting from technical director from a resident for national team coach. Now say the higher technical director. And imagine what is a technical director? Let me use your medium to educate people when we say a technical directorate. And what is the role of a technical directorate? People who work in that directorate, what is their role? A technical directorate, baby, sebi, football no technical issues na ye can one semana ye drinking. So you can't be to say even women football, you must have an office there. Refereeing, training, you must have an office there. Coaches training, you must have an office there. Maybe sports medicine, you must have an office there. Now, start training when in a course of pram.
Start training when in a course of pram. It is a more way of pram there. Now, technical directorate on then no more and we Uncle George Asama on also Ebisa. Now, media ma Z almost league no omania brepa or moko all out so many gold stars at the Babuenina Moses Amapaka at the Atuja president at the Media Sporting Club at the Kakra at the Atuja Zag game with you. A must win as almost for 3 points no omo per league in Asia. This is a movement as almost the 3 points. Moses Amapaka. Intimo Erituja, the Asante Roko new board is here. Rested in Yama ABC Accord Nazi. Oekotoko, omo a budget for the month, omo pegi around 1 million Ghana cedis. In JC baby, Dunesa Krobia, omo emiti, omo expectation by bringing in a lot of sponsors, said by omo and subeti me emiti, omo so a target, said by a Kotoko, Ebekoso, Edi Mujumasa, Krobia Kumasi, Asante Roko, no a said a kakra, and so free or Edia Bantu, rested in Yamani Kodia. Na say omo ebo modern na fi sponsors no enso eba na fi omo be adwuma na bibia Cameroon nti no yemfa Ashanti Region Division 2 womo enso promotional tournament no to Division 1 no ehun semra results eba ye day 1 match day 1 no Jachi United omo share 1 ema fast track omo enso share 1 tie na ye 1-1 pro players womo e game no e 1 womo ne benab ebo 1-1 na so omo ete eko e wo ho eno e die fro no e die ba na fi Sasamo Penny FC, Woman Sony Pro Sports Academy, Woman Pro Sports, Woman 3-1, Elho Accelerate, Fonso Chair 1, Emma Adanse, United FC, Woman So a game no a 1-1, and no a said in Yama. Is it Yamia Duma day 2 no fixtures in Yamia Dumachina 8 a.m. Elho Anna Yebenya Adanse, United FC, Woman Pro Players FC, and no Ebe Basso 8 a.m. about 10 na Pro Sports, Woman Jachi United, and so they are boy ni na me adom at 12 p.m. nso Bernard for no omni accelerates ebebo ansana 2 p.m. fast track omne Sasamo Penny FC omdi aboani we said ye fixtures no on Wednesday ebisi akofancy di Maria.
Whoa, but I say couple. Bre new.
Yeah. Ora most paka kasa se be a league na drum the media ma be call all out. Be yiri pa na mame Gold Stars team na baso for whatever they have done this season. Omunya J title no omunya NJ first zone na so bad. Yeah, mame can one thing and why club no e bon homodin pa be do stage we say. So betimi age title no or so Gold Stars into injury title no but be a season about be no me ni kwasa me twema na kwa wie asana ba come chia keke kan be look in last 6 seasons oko Africa oje FA Cup oje league na kwa Africa ba ya oye hwan kra na obe struggle to survive just in the top 4 Ghana Premier League no unyaje or oje FA Cup na kwa Africa ni bi ba fighting or surviving the top 4 alone is very difficult. O squad ade because obaji league no ya na wo change him. Etumo so atonton bi. No akọ for division 2 division 1 for no bi abehye mu na do mko Africa no. Odo makoro mu ntimi mo. Ba ba sa twa kwan aboka. Na omo nso wo fie no wanya Africa no bi amo omo ji league no bi no mo bu afu. Etu baba no omo we mu kwaje winning bonus per dem mo wan na mo bu afu fie. How to merge the two no back, you know. Yeah, very difficult because the Bimoji League, no man African be. How do you convince that player to now give you his best because you're free African or free league or free abo? Intimidate as a league in Adamebo, Africa that mean Kobe. How to psychologically side these players, you know, a tough job. Intimidate Yamako Africa by you can check. They really struggled the following season. A Bimo crowd to associate Saki coach, you know, or coach no crowd judgment or pressure the bar say put things together. No? Samates Ko Africa by we saw their performance. Kotoko Ko Africa by we saw it. Samabodu Hasfok we saw it. It has always been the case. But Gold Stars Ko Africa by we say now. Even fighting again for the league intense. Busanana century. Or Samates Ko Africa by say we see Brian San and the following season only be baby agent. Place no do no be prepare. I said not for you from the Babashim, but it has been very different from Gold Stars.
But Tom being so.
But Tom being so a bill contract so it all goes down to Gold Stars recruitment no more year, you know. How they capped the age to fit in into the following season, even though no one buy. But they knew say league never buy in there. Let's do this. It's a club policy, and I wouldn't want to go much into it. But personally, bought club and about so how they really put things together. Or must have a fighting for the title. But since midi Ghana football chia mede mani hu Hariza call mede mani hu Herbert Mensah me yomu me no sin chen ya metimi abo owura Georgew aduana metimi abo na ba so ya adwuma ho pa na na me ya o Brekum Chelsea salute ono so ya adwuma pa large grusa mo ya adwuma. We cannot forget their names in terms of football administration no.
Wontumi
metimi abo Lonzico of Betway United almost ya adwuma Betway but since Hariza call, since Herbert Mensah, the most top man our football administration where am Medema Moses Parker. Medema Moses Park. Onimbono so papa. Now me dream say microphone bi ho when your opportunity call blast start you be so na mo fa ma form. Scan me do one but most pack the no. I guess Mako Ben Media Macacrenti, Banco Ben is what who how the club is run on discuss but boys in a book of Fias Mamo TV so wouldn't say since we mesono most pack with me aside replace all of them. He can replace all of them. Now Kamara didn't quite once a 200 atosini. What Tony player during the top boy season a cost and we try to do. But 2-1 sino. Me say, Hariza called here. The second one ye. And then Mr. Herbert Mensah. A bit more keka but meme die most pack. While left me dia madia ba pa. wa left anya me de ma club bana ka be ha kotoko ne Hasifuk yaw hwade we say mame anya me de ma ko bi no betima so kotoko ne house mu o ma bro ejira ho twen o ma ka no ba obi ne ho okọ ba me de ma close when ya infrastructure ko betimi ade abo house ne kotoko nyina ampoa takwa de no corporate bodies no ye de ma no but the juma wa ye so no mo hwe ya o me stadium no e de ma no opa check your communities no enuma ahodo wo all the communities no o betime bibi de abo clubs no but the wo ye no so no me hwe de bibi e bo Owura Mospark a top football administrator in the last 20 years ya o me de libation bi wa ye adwuma de ma me de ma ye adwuma ma me de ma da me o kasma me ye ma adwuma as analyst ana mo go stars league ni antimi anje ne off season and we did come up analyst and then coach ado take say na coach manko akọ coach manko aka say ono de oni new tina ya adwuma bibia ni ni so mo po bi obekọ Africa de a wadi di akire kakran fa no Owura Mospark me ni number me nim ne ba bia o ba after say coach ado take frame na say fresh Sejo na gi permission Sejo enya frame no ano wi ano afre kosi adu ona mbo so bibia ni ono mu wi ya no frame say fa ni mam ne brackets yaw because I'm say before na betimi akono yes ye hwe league no ye games are boy mu and san ye to me at yes kwamu ye then we went back did everything but lo and behold your boy horo ye you mu free mu wie wa ha say no all the rest of the games ya no ma me di kan ho no mo ekotete opponent no na me di information ato de ama coach
na say ska uniska
hwe
ba de nyine tu kwan bom ba so be di kan of flight cry bi kra make us asan ben so tickets boarding hotel abeda pay them chop money
yaw me se me do Nigeria na me hotel room aye ready me na me catch no na ma me tua $10,000 obi a woni me da o me nya adwuma ma ne da o ase we ska we o de kwa akọ adwuma ji we na wo fa we hye ho me book sa akọ yira wa kra me passport me tiri bom o ye call 1212 oh yaw he's a top man me call room ho me change me costume ni matade ko hwe mo bo no bi bia our penalties ni ade prepare ni di remove from no from a bomb ba so na wife ono Rose Park Mrs Mitchell ansani ya twaso ko Ali no Ali Egypt me Kobe me dikan yaw yanga ya kan Owura John ansasa nya bo bia na mo bo Tanzania no wo hu simba bo
so nya bo bia no mo bo
me ba ho so Owura Mospark de o ye no me hye ne de say onyire no ho no onye mo atakwaman na takwama nso no mu yie
bi asebra no kan
takwama nso no mu away from that no your boy no want say to bia na ase pese ye dimpo a de kata ne ma so enye nice Tanzania onko onhwe obi apese obu ani good ne ma so pese Ghana fo be hu no kre ne de pressure be brem or maybe the point na no work kan ba bi na me ne ya adwene say or represent Gaka a ton player 10% by FA 55 FA no PFA no gibi na FA no so agibi Gaka so ato mo 5% na de ade na kwa ye no se place na nkosa mo market value ntimi shooting ko ti ho no woni ne ba ya adwene what you say but me makuma nyina aye for local players oni me di nkoma local players a chat
na younger for no simba for no players free o minim say Americans what ma say
yeah ma say
governor betimi out to $2 million
many Aziz-Ki twa picture bi o Tanzania Aziz-Ki number come be hwehwes me hu ha boy no man $10,000 a month Aziz-Ki odality mse we quality left footer Germany ntwa photo Julius Nyerere Stadium I have the picture here $10,000 me show mo video analysis me busa no catch me say se me traka say analyst ne dia I should have a top agent obenya club say the kotoko analyst bi mo ko fa no nya guy ne buy o agent ne be pair o kotoko de man no the guy was telling me so no free Egypt na the gadget abo bonata so no my jada ne keke o free Egypt
so omo back room omo angle for by see hu mo ne me dem so ni pa be 3 o kita mo iPads no mo gadget ne adeni kunyina na ade ready
no say boss coaches no mo hwa so
de mo hwa mo we na yesu ye di
wa ko hwa ha oni analyst for no analyst ne ka catch say va be penalty atia ya we rest assured say ampeti ya o ka say penalty o ya o hwa simi you catch na ye ni bi the guy was brought from Egypt and a younger for na fa no some man $5,000 accommodation in can one of the 5 for OG Ghana 1,000 crack major FM so kasa no you know football juma yeah born you watch it yeah penny for can crunch now investor be baby no person the more brain you born you watch it we need me I am for local players yeah you know that I am for local boys you know you sure how many players boys here chat here your point and do home come on. They love the show because they know so you come once some part the money can they have to take it in good faith. Until then I come across one year there. But me, I don't subscribe to the fact say you look up less slot, you more 4 slot, you more 5 slot. No, it should be on merit. As someone you know, and you tell them so guess what I'm blaster. We had you man a chance. I don't know some coming more guess.
Next day, okra dia can in here. The performance and a casamano. And you say will be pronounced man as will be a dam. Because okwa no waba no bono ko na you can say Osako club yet or baby also a born our born interest. Why am I? We go kin, would you go suffer go kin? Jonanchi, you know before dreams of Africa. On a top foreign our Egypt league will be a born of bomber bitching piano. Our matches will slow down. Boys need to have blast time. They need confidence and trust. Simpson, and you can say Marazar Simpson say, yeah, so no. As a someone more confidence to play. Mom come on, I've watched Blaster game with Hanmoa. I think Chris Houghton. All changes, you know. Offer 23 no or check 22 wheel naka one was so but what I say and I did neutral just in the man on kind of plans how can why train now babu I know where the man now their money back where the man now their money back but game now come on there tactically when you wash it they make can patch what I say but better player Jonathan so one some American blaster game on the neutral just show me to me just and say what is it what I did a check me game no show tactical work. Tactical work, it's cut across all levels of the game from division 2 or 3. It means some players to vote you machine baby we am the action on can lie no. What the man can say? Obwa kakra. No, the neutral just say Jonathan so waha. Oh, so why do you call him? And then neutral the man coach is because man Betway neutral obabusa sivo. Neutral. Yaw. O kata cricket team neutral just say tomorrow. Obetimi ahye. Namo dia Jonathan Satam no ya top scorer league no na media magic league no me tell baba ya posted mo na say we on titwi me kakra wonte on titwi Chrisuti me kakra wonte a resek me kan twi mia me nya bro for 7 na makolo ku ba bi akoro so me kan twi na kwate. Why do you put that neutral jersey on the boy and your friend here dey so me need slot no ho but your boys were in league no who deserve to be in the Blasters. And your blaster players to be more minutes. I won't justify. But there are so few more. Okay, come say the defenders of Musha Europe be no Susha. There be yes and come on. So one Samson and Caribon so and equal opportunity to one so. We 3 Steve Bra. We say you may be just I same be any madam. I feel very didi. Now over the weekend, a barrage of discussion, and a local player should be on merit. You see, most of us in the journalism space, sports journalists, no, there are a lot of presenters, not journalists. Our space, you know, we are the reason they look down on some of the local players. Yeah, in the situation of chaos, mess, even in dust, you can still find diamond. You see, so what can say any BBA or merit? I believe in the principles of merit. Now, Odefa will be say on my Blasters. But say I kind of merit there. The Blasters players no one. What travel the number of hours I could do some boy no. You see the factors that influence performance on a dozen. Oh yeah, we'll be making a case. He say Salim Elko Cincinnati second team no Yes, and then I'll give you the argument of
Ademola Lookman na yehuno. Do you know the number of clubs awasesa sana yehuno the Ademola of today? You are talking of clubs that were Europe professionally. Omo fitness, endurance, medics, BBI intact as against players about local league. You will not be fair. You know, it's like telling me, say, the fact that we are journalists or Ghana Haninti, you don't qualify to sit on BBC or CNN. So, Kasa, that is the argument you are trying to make. There can I say there have been quality exceptional players in the league. You can't say munye quota, but player be or how would deserve it. Your friend Razak Abolora, okay, mistake against Morocco, near Dechino. But we've caught foreign players are consistently
series of mistakes.
Mistakes, they are still there. So my argument is players be na more down. You more a prolonged stay in the national team. Equally, they will be performing well. But say the Blasters of Asia and can you be any argument to be sir. And no crowd local players prove that they are married. But the Nay Blasters, you to make us say players be waha. And then they don't deserve blasters, no, and should be merited. Merit is whereby all things are equal. All things are equal. Say flight na Oviedo Mundebe fly ako or Sasuna ako bobo no Ghana ha yenya na sa. Obi travel for Kaela to Enyinase. You are talking of merit. How do you just oppose merit in this contest? O chiremu say na matiase. Obi fria nkran Kumase ofridoma eko kpando akobobo oyade o say so a Ghana left back o my the same performance na the or La Liga no my omu treatment in terms of recovery are they the same? I am a player no fault
pitch
I am a fault say or finding itself in the Ghana league no. So you man the platform. You man a consistent number of games and there might be more 4 years with the Blasters. I'm convinced you be as omoyade, but yet we keep calling them. So to Ghana journalists now, yes, are there. All part I also play as a journalist because the league, you know, and yet database driven. Your league, you know, professional leagues now, you know, Europe, you know, they have a pool of data. If coach be by the numbers, easy. By a league in Intesa, and your player no fault is a league in Intesa. You get it? So, see, say players be here for 2 seasons, they've proven to be players who say performance and was wrong. More chance. Because who be your mobile stars no mucha watao. You ask yourselves into Wensubo Europe. Players in making move in January on the bench. The defensive calamity, send a decision making the blast. I wish I say, where do you say Abani Aguma Betimabo? Yes, Mrs. Say Blasters of John Mensa, Blasters of Asiana. I don't think Senke by high say, yeah, even with that, Yenya Antoniana Mumbeji, they were playing so well. Intimate a geography and a chess obey Yanaza Uni, baby, ye be what to no editeme. Unfortunately, Salim money women they find themselves in Ghana. I don't know Premier League and defend the Bini players
and apart from player and Bono, sometimes I put Samuel Management down to Abian agency. Because agent be on one way strong where Alvaro Morata about Madrid, no about Chelsea. No,
and then I didn't know Vitosi more Manchester and I said, agents. Until the fact is never so who's a coach be a winner into prisoner. Back room no a nipa watch the year Juma man succeeded no and your coach no do not touch line no well so the success no our various components
still we quite into me we there be samba so mama see you now be find it
and you find baby you know
okay see you wow
yeah no if
oh so
okay and it's someone uncommon yeah mama indi won kware mu you get the point send our access cell call internet so actually be no san so bit much be so adwuma afa to on so pen ndi ntimi but say jama Wontumi dem sika ne ba metimi ne sa boys na gina toe to toe because mo really
one number so biology
so the become
sir now we no cross walk with you
no when you discussing me
there we no cross walk with you
away the be up mama dey
we live so na tema we live so na tema
no me do those thing Grammy Bray. You know, see, fancy. And so now can league no matter na ya kohwe ball ni bi. Na no me hu ba ko bi one of these boys. O send me WhatsApp message say, "Hey, now maybe not under 17 or Samurai boy." And I could do 2 days or no. Obisam say now Samurai boy then I'm saying me under 17 for training. Maybe I make every radio so I can say what I want. Really be a back TV is one already. But you have an opinion. I mean in Ghana players no more flash score. No, I want only mom. So you can't miss about the kaka just say there is no way anywhere. We catch him and say Iniesta ball no ball Barcelona and Steve no do there no difference for. Geography is our biggest problem. I mean Karen who sent me I have 3 boys. Omoko Austria 3. I'm movies I deny. But the deal is there.
Do number. You
people have no idea.
So they are a foreign club near found.
Until the master say and go back. We should put up a compelling case. We say we'll put up a compelling case. But so boys see ya mommy team say a ball Romania and the honey team noir. They don't need these bureaucracies to fight against them. Yadamuni namasi say nakakay ya kwa hochire mu no munina mabe boaboa ankoba we no makacho say a long one. Be na music boys ne come asem abontin no ya behwe mo hu mesre mebo audio 2 in memory of me player Dominic Frimpong. It'll give you a fair idea how the football here is. 2 a personal conversation with him. Shara, why ready? I am both first one.
Shara, why ready? I'm on Monday come first audio. No, I'm say. Yeah, some okay.
Tim, mama pictures, mama baby, Tom, I'm fitting. To hear the money man, there's a farm with Chamosu. There's a pumpkin.
Yeah, ball, FA Cup quarterfinal. No, Yeni, Techiman Liberty in a boy. And on no booty our nations with Brooklyn Chelsea. I'm going to lose on penalties. To not remember Bechemo, but you call ball now, and I may call back to them. And I'll send me all this born on nations for now born. I know the already the I bought previous day. Say and to me and GFA Cup na yem pom obi am free team.
Oh, now ye.
Look, this is him. Till no, they no catch no they will not say a china nyame adma say ntina mama audio na babontin. Now the second one, your mouth transfer. If he Kumasi, near the call bosses a radio or an radio and OFM. The challenges you would face are different from what the footballers face. We are a personal project. Don't from point yes, I know can mini now. The sporting head the bango and a castle local. I tram the visa. Born FA Cup no baby. Until become Chelsea because last year FA Cup semi-final the Chelsea ne koto kone boy and I tram the visa any golden kick boy. So they saw him there. Number and hustle in background way open. In the early stages, no, the man become quite wow. 40 minutes, 30 minutes withdrew. He had to commute in between. Or training. No abba. Tea.
You second bite, no.
I can't say. Oh, in and out, in the easy. Very new, right? I stay city. So, not a qua. I say about my children. Sunday, you want to that's our buffet. In buffet, never train. Maybe I don't know already there. But I don't know already. Messamba, Sakawasa.
People should be careful. We are imagine to Msikadiamano. Because I am paso of freedom. No, I call training. No, because until be come until so simple by 1 o'clock. Then be do by 1:40, 1:45. Now, coach be who say, "Oh, you're serious." You say, "Brat 3 hours, play out draw 2:30." Then be probably 1. medical team be here once and I started training. No, these are the things Dominic went through. I say Nyankopɔn to nsa friend.
Wontumi.
Cruelly. But you say kakota so amuso monte ase. When you put all the indicators there, na say all things being equal, a boy is no money born. No, odidi oboria. Omo abrochi no ebe no Gatorade. Ene nioma so oba training no
so no kwa san omo a sachet omo ton franchise na ma bi mu a edo wonum bia no wanya typhoid obere kwa no wachime recovery papa go kwa mu nware nwi
aka chem so omo bo game no 11 to 0 be omo to train flight under 19 and you want us to accept say
the dynamics are the same.
Make a lot of sense.
Bishop Mr. Diakabia family or channel pebe ho adwuma kama bia so ro si pani bia.
Oh, you work here na baba when the uncommon even the baby. Oh, me the Dominic by example am bia.
I very necessary.
Your mom fema.
You time kese na find bia.
And that for mo nti amunya abutre kakra. Na comparison so kakra.
No, I agree. For first me, some say a game, you buy easy time. Some say,
some all kind of just come through match because Oshona as a menya mazupu kaka. Come oh, good ni paid mass. Come here.
Was it when the money to be so? You bring so crying. I move fan cherry pa because watching a crab, you didn't answer to us now. You didn't go say games no say Friday ya.
Yami had my Friday. Kuna do had my master to have na so. Yango point had my basso den. Obia oka ho bia na yambo draw no ebeba so yambo a wochena ewo akoma akoma
pepe mu
ho
okay
draw ne ba so den ti nyame adma obia momoden se obeba
time ba 3
sa 3 na o mo be start o sports na no na ye de we na chance na de ato so e se bibi aye ye hu se mo time no nim wae ti yambo a chena no watching I bantam. I bantam said a bear. Chinabantam said a bear. And the member come back me.
Chairman, my memory of home now in Tuesday. And just be BIO.
Let me have the music cracker. You go. So you may not find the money.
Oh, almost have the can of the
yeah, it will be a position be able. Buddhist Lamia, Casimiro, one in a attic, but it drew on a who member.
Oh, I drew also about who
was about to be angry one or so.
I had your boys will be clean.
Well, sure.
I will be clean. I didn't say no player. There was no player.
Yes, every country.
Oh, Mon Fancha. Oh, nice.
To be nice as well. To be
and I will be on some picket. Okay. Queen will be
na branch back with you on my meaning what only mistake no uncle
new
because they are more because they are more taking a baby okay but my head dancing engineer
goalkeeper okay chairman Fabiso so nice
Brennan Tina young say kind of do bia vat both ya be hu mema wa mera ho cat me hu couple na mera ho pa say couple be boss
I'm in free man obi am mo aka sana I may you free easy bra better say